said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. What's good, Bucks Nation? What's good, friends and family? Y'all know we're here to talk about kind of part two from the explosive last live that was absolutely outstanding. If you did not catch the last live, it is worth all of that 2 hour, almost 3 hours worth of footage there. Please check it out. And I just want to continue that conversation today because now we've had time to reflect on some of our thoughts. We've also got to hear from the media and how they're portraying Giannis now. And I think we're almost at the point, you guys. Sadly, my previous prediction of Giannis turning heel looks like we're here right now, friends and family. It looks like we're right here now. I'm not going to even hold y'all. I think we're there now. I really think we're there now, unfortunately. And then we got to talk about the Eastern Conference playoffs, Western Conference finals going on now. That we got OKC versus the Thunder with I said OKC versus the Thunder. That's crazy. OKC versus San Antonio with the Spurs currently winning. But as I stated, I want to get back to Giannis, the Bucks, the locker room, the chaos, and I also saw an article today from Eric Nem where the big word in the Bucks organization right now that they're using and that Taylor Jenkins is driving home is accountability. Think about how crazy it must have been if that is the key word that they're talking about, accountability. Like, all I'm saying is I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm liking the change in the organization. I'm liking what the coach and Taylor Jenkins is saying, especially with the accountability. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things progress moving forward. And I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Miles Turner should be traded for snitching. We don't need that on our team. He's like D'Angelo Russell. I got you, right? I feel you. I totally get it. Nonetheless, you have to hold 34 accountable for his conduct. And I believe that his conduct was detrimental to the team. And I feel like that if you're supposed to be the example in the top 75, there's no reason for that type of behavior. Jordan would have never done anything like that. Kobe, Steph, I don't think any players like that would act like that. Come when they want, do what they want. There's a certain etiquette and ilk you need to have to be a leader. And I understand that maybe he's not your traditional leader, but nonetheless, with that much success, you must lead by example, at least by your work ethic. Maybe you're not the biggest talker in the world. I get that, but at least by your work ethic. How do you expect your other teammates to feel if you're just running around doing what you want? And I understand the perspective that you guys are talking about as far as with Miles Turner breaking rules, as far as exposing things that were going on in the locker room and this and that. So, I mean, if we're being honest here, multiple people were exposing different things. Giannis was exposing that the Bucks wouldn't let him play. So is he a snitch as well? Should he be traded for snitching? We had John Horst snitching on ownership, saying that he wanted to get Nick Nurse. They wanted Doc Rivers or Adrian Griffin or whatever. So that's snitching. So what are we doing? Is it just special treatment for 34 and everyone else gets thrown under the bus, or should everyone be held accountable equally? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Salute to Bucks Nation friends and family, channel members, Discord members. What's good? Amara's Logic merch is live on amaraslogic.com as well. So let's get into this, y'all. So now that we've seen the media, and the media definitely scolded Giannis for what he was told to be doing by Miles Turner. And do you guys feel like now that the cachet that Giannis had amongst his peers in the league, do you feel that his jacket has been stained? I want to let y'all. I want to know what y'all think about it. And to those that say it shouldn't be a big deal about Giannis and what he said, I'll tell you this: just to say, for some reason Giannis stayed, he would have to publicly apologize to me for his conduct. If there was some magic way he stayed, there is no way that you can't apologize for that type of conduct. I don't care if it was snitching or not. You have to apologize for that type of conduct as a leader. If there's some roundabout way he stays, he has to address his conduct because that looks crazy to me. Again, Jeff, did Giannis snitch on the Bucks organization by telling that they wouldn't play him? Did John Horst snitch? So is this just a team of snitches, or are you only calling out a particular snitch that affected your favorite player? Let's be specific. Let's be specific, Jeff. Let's be specific. Correct. I agree. Shout out to Bshack, South Florida's finest. I think Miles Turner's only target was Doc Rivers, who's already been released by the team. Correct. And Giannis just caught strays as an example. But still, there were no lies told. Nobody came out and said he was lying. No other team members came out and said he was lying. So what do we do with that information if it's the truth, Jeff? Let me know what you think, Jeff. So what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen now? So that's it. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Scale, bro. That's what I'm saying. All these leaks. That's why we just need to blow it up. We need to start over. Everybody snitching on everybody. Like, man, it's like Harlem. Oh, yeah, that's why I feel like we need to blow it up. Just all this snitching, all this foolishness. Yeah, front office snitching, players snitching, coaches. I mean, like, what is going on? Like this. I just hope that Taylor Jenkins, everything he's saying, that he can stand on it and really bring the accountability to this team and this organization, because it's clearly people are just running amok doing what they want. So I'm just hopeful. And then, like I said, this Giannis thing, I just don't even know what to say anymore. Like I said, if he goes, he should with that conduct. If he stays, he has to apologize for his conduct. That you have to be a true leader. I mean, maybe you don't have the traditional leadership tactics. I feel you, but as the best player on the team, other players should be able to look up to you and know that that's how they should carry and conduct themselves. That's what I'm saying. At the bare minimum, maybe you're not vocal, but they should be at least able to watch you and be like, okay, that's how a professional basketball player on that level conducts themselves. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Period. Oh, let me see you in the building too. Salute to friends and family. See you in the building. Pickle Luke, what's good? Derek Stevenson, what's good? Jeff Riley, BKC, what up, boy, mommy? Appreciate you. B Shack was good. AB was good. Greg Delaney was good. WFSO was good, bro. The homie Jimmy Roller. Isaiah was good, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, what up, cool girl Patrice? Appreciate you. Shout out to the queens of the chat. Jay Lewis was good. Appreciate you. TV Fanatic, what it do? Appreciate you. Tony B, what's good? Robert Brooks in the building. Shout out to the channel members. Mr. Cool, the living legend. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate y'all tapping in. So yeah, I definitely want to get into that. We're gonna see what the chat's talking about. And wasn't it crazy that these game sevens and whatnot were just so lackluster, teams getting washed up like that? That was crazy too. We're gonna get back to Giannis. I just wanna get into what we watched. Like, Cleveland just destroyed Detroit. Like, that's crazy. Detroit, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not worried about Detroit until they get a second true score. Without a second true score, they gonna always flame out early in the playoffs. I have Thompson ain't nothing but this generation's Roberson that used to be for OKC. All defense, no offense. That's not enough. Tobias Harris is not consistent. That's not enough. Cade Cunningham is the real deal, but unless they get him a true second score, second round is probably is their best. I'm just keeping it real. Their best. Cleveland got lucky because Evan Mobley and the others stepped up, which is why they blew them out. But I will not let what I saw go unspoken, which was that James Harden in Game 7 did nothing again. James Harden to me is one of the worst that I've seen in playoff clutch moments that when you really need him, he rarely shows up. He's probably the worst at that out of the top 75. I'll say this, out of the top 75, he's the person that I would least want to be guiding my team in a tight game down the stretch. He's the last person I would want. He ain't got it. He ain't got it. Bro, Jalen Duren he is reg. He is mid to me. He had an outstanding regular season. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Playoffs, he did absolutely nothing. And that's why they got cooked like that. That's definitely why. Yeah, Harden, and then it's just a disrespect. Harden's better than Wade. Harden is better. Are you, what? Like, it's just crazy. Harden is a great offensive player at times. I'll give him that. I'll definitely give him that. But in my honest opinion, the Knicks in that Cavaliers series, they're playing for second place. I don't think either one of them teams can do anything with OKC or the Spurs. When you watch OKC and the Spurs play, they're playing at a different frequency than everyone else. They playing up here. Everyone else is kind of right here. They're playing at a completely different level. The tenacity, the attention to detail, the defense, the chemistry. Like, damn, it's crazy watching them. You know what? I just hope whoever they play from the Eastern Conference, if it's the Knicks or Cleveland, I just hope they can win a game, that they don't get swept. I do want them to at least win a game for the East, but I just don't know. Like, geez, like, they're so stacked, OKC and the Spurs. When you look at the box score, you got to read all the way down. Everybody get a couple minutes in there and is contributing. Like, that's crazy. That's I know that we can't mimic that because they had all those draft picks from lousy seasons, but I'm just saying that type of dynamic for a team, you want athleticism, wings, height, like just that time of team build is what you want. It's the ideal team build, both of those. It'll be interesting to see how this OKC Spurs series goes. Definitely would be very interesting. Yeah, dude, James Harden is overrated, bro. Jeff said Miles the snitch needs to go, not for snitching, but for the sorry play all season. I said he needs to go all season, not just for snitching. He played like crap all season. That's fair. He did have a terrible season. I agree. If we can move, we'll move. That's the thing, though, Jeff. My loyalty is to the Milwaukee Bucks. I love Giannis. I love all the players that been here, but my loyalty is to the Milwaukee Bucks. If it makes the Milwaukee Bucks better to move Miles Turner, move him. If it makes better sense for him to stay in Taylor Jenkins' system, let him stay. Either way, I'm going to support the squad. Either way. What up, Daddy Commander? Yeah, Robert Duren has been hot garbage all playoffs. I mean, like, that's crazy. All playoffs. I feel you said mad as I am right now with Giannis. I like for the Bucks to start celebrating our alums a little more. Sour as things are, I want Giannis at least to be able to come back every 5 to 10 years to celebrate. Oh, he's getting a statue, bro. This is the thing. We love Giannis. Giannis brought us a statue, bro. We love Giannis. He changed the dynamic in the city. He built downtown. All the kudos go to him. The problem is that how he's going out, if he's leaving the Bucks, is looking crazy being exposed like this. That's what we're talking about. Why would he put himself in that type of predicament to be exposed like that? Why weren't you putting in as much pain as you needed to? Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. And just knowing from his upbringing and background and him being a hard worker, to hear his nonchalant attitude, it lets you know why the team never showed up and they were getting blown out by 30 plus points 29 games this year because no one cared. And you have to hold your leader accountable for that because they watching him. They doing what you do. So that's why we going in on Giannis. He's supposed to be the example. He's supposed to be the big brother. I'm not mad at y'all saying trade Miles Turner. That's cool. And then get back what? Hey, WFSO. That there, like I said, there's a line in the sand, and I get it. You got Giannis supporters and you got Buck supporters. Giannis supporters want Miles gone for exposing the Giannis isn't perfect. Period. Yes, he did not play well this year, but this put it over the top. I think the Spurs got a chance, TV fanatic. They definitely got a chance. Tap you in 1 second. Shout out to Bshack. Spanish Gatsby, appreciate the $4.99 super chat. It's tough because you should trade Giannis. I just don't trust the front office drafting. If they mess this up, the Bucks go back to them Delfino. Damn, Delfino days is crazy. Shout out, shout out to Spanish Gatsby. Appreciate the $4.99. What up, Patrice? Pistons should have beaten the Cavaliers. I'm upset about that game. Yeah, agreed. They don't have enough scoring. Tobias Harris was playing out of his mind from the first to second round. As soon as Tobias Harris got back to being his authentic self, they got their head beat in. That's what was saving. That's what people don't understand. They got to the second round respectfully because of the work Tobias Harris was putting in. Please look at Tobias Harris's game log. He was going crazy. He was playing at an all-star clip. As soon as that clip went back to him being his natural self, they got cooked. They don't have enough scoring. The Pistons got to figure that out. They need another scorer. Man, you can see it scales. If you're a hooper, you can just see the chemistry on both sides, but on OKC side and the Spurs side. That's why it's like two titans battling, literally. Jeff, so Miles is a snitch. Is Giannis a snitch for talking to the media about the Bucks? Can you answer me, Jeff? Is Giannis a snitch? Is Horst a snitch? We're not just going to point out Miles. Call out everybody, Jeff. Who else was snitching? Who else was snitching? Call out everybody. Not just one person. Call out everybody. I see it was a lot of Pistons support here. Yeah, just because y'all don't like Harden, I can get that. I feel that. No, Brazilian Bronco. We not doing that. No. He got to get a statue, bro. We not doing that. We not doing that. Veggie Gross, what's good? You good, Bshack? Let me tap in Bshack. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What up, Bshack?
What's up, man?
So what you think about everything? I feel like the media is turning on Giannis now after all that's exposed. We got the chat wanting the whole Miles Turner accountable, want him traded for breaking team rules. We also got to talk about how Detroit got cooked. I think Detroit has a ceiling, and I think the Knicks got a beeline to the finals. Wherever
Yeah,
you want to start.
man. Um, all I can say is we called it, man. We saw the situation. We read the tea leaves. We said that the media's probably gonna pick it up.
And now look where we're at.
Yeah, man. And I think while we have a lot of people who have sort of seen the light,
Mm-hmm.
seen the reality of the situation, we still have some people who are, you know, they're just they're just denying reality.
Right. This is a great comment. I just want 1 second. Derek Stevens has
Yeah.
said Giannis recruited Miles Turner and did the okie doke. Miles probably felt deceived by his antics. I said that's what we were saying though, Derek. The last live, he genuinely seemed like he was disappointed. He genuinely seemed disappointed.
Well, let's unpack the Miles situation.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you said Giannis recruited him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, There were high expectations. And then we saw during the season, we was like Miles is not really performing. Miles really not doing anything. Um, what's that? Bshack. Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
salute. Yeah.
Um, and I came to the conclusion that Doc wasn't putting them in good positions because I see some games where maybe certain players were out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see Miles start to cook. He gets to his spot, um, up at the you know up the top of the key or whatever, starts hitting that outside shot. There really wasn't much put in the offense but him rolling to the
Mm-hmm.
basket. I say that's all Doc, and I think Doc really um, did not do a good job putting him in positions to succeed. And then Doc tried to call him out a couple of times. Doc tried to throw him
Right.
under the bus.
Yeah.
And so
Shout
and
out
so you gotta
Miles.
understand that Miles, y'all have to understand, Miles just came off of a championship run. Like he didn't win the chip,
Right.
but he went to the finals. And then the previous years, the playoffs, they whipped the Bucks.
Correct.
So it took a lot for him to leave there and then come over to the enemy, so to speak. Same thing, Ray Allen did
Right.
like when he left the Celtics, he came to Miami. So he came over here. He was like, okay, I'm gonna get to play up close with this beast over here. He's injured on and off during the season, so
Mm-hmm.
he's depending on the coach. Okay, what you gonna put? What type of packages you gonna put in for me, so I can help take up some of the slack?
Right.
Since even some projections for him as a number two scorer.
Very true.
So so when Doc just kind of sabotaged him, and then Doc is now remember Doc is gone now. Doc
Right.
is gone. So when the question is asked about fines, the focus is Doc. Focus is all Doc.
Correct.
My girl asked a follow-up question. She would say, "Well, who?"
Look at this with Janet. I'm sorry, Bshack. Janet just said, I'm hearing
Yeah,
other
no
teams
problem.
saying that Giannis is not good for the locker room. Wow. See, now they're gonna try to stain it. See? Go
Yeah,
go ahead, Bshack.
yeah, and so um, the focus is Doc. She brings up, well, who else? It's like, well, Giannis pretty much got the superstar treatment,
Mm-hmm.
which is an NBA thing.
Correct.
But then he
Yep.
started talking about the meetings and the plane and blah blah blah. And now he's starting to be like, well, that's not even like that's
Right.
not the Giannis we know.
Agreed.
And and let me tell you something. I mean, I thought we did a pretty good job the other night, but man, nightcap,
That's what you was waiting on,
nightcap
though. That's what you was waiting
broke
on.
it all the way down. They broke it all the way down. And like I said, Shannon, he sounded like legitimately like hurt. Like he was
Right.
like, Dad, I thought this dude was really different. And I
That's
mean
what I'm getting
disheartened.
to. That's what I'm getting
Yeah,
to.
yeah. And it was like deep disappointment. And I don't know how you can say I stand with Yas. Yas is not at fault. Come on, man. This this is against your team.
Right.
And somebody brought today because I was surprised. Eric Name went on Sports Wisconsin with Sparky today, and it was going at it because
Mhm.
Eric was defending Giannis
Okay.
because, come on, man, he's in Giannis's face every day. They probably kind of have a little friendship and stuff like that. So I think it's hard for him. But Eric was like, y'all should look at Doc. It's on Doc. It's on Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Sparky's like, man, I'm sorry, I disagree. Yeah, it's on Doc, but Giannis
Yeah.
is the star player. And he said y'all gotta understand when he's late for the plane.
Right.
Not only are the players, he told the players, the pilot got to sit there and wait on them. They got to burn fuel, and I said, this is just like we said the other night. This really shows a person that is not showing any consideration for others,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't. Giannis must. I can only guess this. That Giannis was so ticked off at the Bucks. In his mind, he's doing it against the Bucks, not
Mm.
against the guys. And he's like, if you have a coach that's not going to be holds accountable, then I'm gonna really push it to the max. And also, it is a move by someone who was trying to make the team want to trade him.
Mm.
I mean, if you're trying to really tick off the management and everybody and whatever, because he wants them to make the decision. That's one of the things you do. You start to show out. You start to slack up.
Right.
And so, if I another thing, I don't want to be here. I want to start acting like I don't want to be here. I'm going to start showing us so much disinterest that y'all going to have to do something. So, if he wanted to move, I think we kept saying his lies, his lies. He didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
leave. But if he really think about it, if he really wanted to go to New York and it didn't happen, and he was ticked off, he may have been like, you know something, I guess I got to show them I really don't want to be here. And I don't know how better way you can do that. Thereby being late to everything. I
That's
don't know.
I get that's a different perspective. I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think maybe he even if he was doing it, I don't think he expected it to come out.
No,
That
that's the last thing he wanted.
right.
And I don't know. I don't think Miles did it maliciously. I think he was mentioning it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they listen. The fact that they took it down lets you know that they know they probably made a mistake by saying
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
usually guys don't take down. They stand on business. They be like, "Nah, man, that's what I said. Was what I said."
They took it down though, right?
I don't. I don't. There's no evidence. He doesn't have a good relationship with Giannis. There's no evidence of that. Jeff, there's no evidence that
Even that,
Miles
no,
has not
none
been
of
a
the other
professional
players
all
came out and
season.
said it. No other players came out and called him a liar.
Nobody.
Nobody said anything.
He's been
That
a
should
pro all season. He hasn't. There's been no issues in Miles Turner. Man, that dude's a vet, man. That's a made man in the league, man.
agreed.
He's he never had a reputation or anything like that. And so the players don't have no problem with Miles. So, I just think that he was trying to get one in on Doc. Giannis caught a real bad stray,
He
man.
caught a bad straight. I mean, the rest of the interview don't even matter. Just them 30 that 1 minute changed everything. That 1 minute changed
Everything.
everything. Hold, let me tap in Scales. Hold on 1 second. What up, Scales?
What's the word? Let
You
me make
tell
sure
me.
my camera is clean.
All right, go
Hold
ahead. Take your time.
What's up? What's
Hold
up?
up.
Let me make sure
Hold on.
no
He
condensation or
get
nothing on here.
activated.
What's the word?
You tell me what's good, bro.
What's going on, brothers?
Hey, we just talking about the Giannis, the playoffs, and just kind of breaking it down because a lot of people want Miles gone for snitching and this and that. I was like, the whole team been snitching, not just him. Like you
Hey,
said, it's a lot of leaks. Like you
a
said, it was
lot of slow leaks. A lot of slow leaks. A
Cam
lot of slow
Thomas,
leaks.
Kuzma. I mean, things just started coming out little by little. The snitching happened. It's just this was the coup de grace. This was
Facts.
this was just the icing on the cake. But am I lying those Scales, Bshack? It's been stuff coming out ever since Cam Thomas left. That stuff started coming out right after that. That was the defining moment. That was it. Go ahead, B
Your
Shack. There,
team
let me go
take
to
on
scales.
your team takes on the character of your coach. Your coach goes to the podium, he throws people under the bus, he washes his hands in every situation. He says when they stink, they play defense, we got pumped, we got whatever. He calls people out, and he'd be snitching on the down low. So players after a while, you be like, yo, man, this dude don't he's not covering us, he's not protecting us. So why should we protect him? And then you're not gonna you're not
All
gonna,
right.
you're not gonna find no one. No, we just gonna do what we want, man. It it's a
And
situation
I just
where,
want to everybody know it wasn't just Giannis. It was multiple players. We're
yeah,
just talking
yeah,
about Giannis because you're the leader. You're a top 75. You're supposed to be an example. Even if it's Doc is being Doc, they should be able to look up to you
yeah,
for leadership. And as I stated earlier, you might not be a vocal leader, but people watch work ethic and they can mimic work ethic. If I'm a young guy and I see you top 75 and this is how you moving, what do I think the NBA is? How does that not blow my mind? You the best player, you coming late, you doing this, you doing that. Nobody say anything to you. Is that how it works in the NBA? I just want y'all to think a little bit outside of the box, outside of fandom. Pull yourself outside of fandom and really look at it from a 40,000-foot view of what you would think. You get what I'm saying? If you were in
well,
the predicament of a young player witnessing all of
yeah,
that,
yeah.
y'all got to think
They
about
caught in the
that.
middle. Like Michael Jackson, stuck in the middle in the pain and thunder, man. I mean,
Right.
it just they just and look, Eric Maine, who was going at Sparky today,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of insinuated when you said it's Doc's fault. It was like, well, someone Sparky said, well, someone should have
Hold on one second.
told
Dr.
Doc or
Smith
told.
got time today. We tapping in Dr. Smith.
All
Hold on
right,
one second. Go ahead, B Shack. There
someone
you
should
go.
have told
Salute.
management that they wanted Doc out.
Salute,
And
salute.
Eric Maine was like, well, how do you know they didn't? And how do you know that they weren't trying to get that message across? And well, he said, well, why did Giannis do it? Well, Giannis made it known. He said stuff about he didn't like the way things were going with the coaching, and he said, how come you get Doc didn't get Doc out of there? He and Eric Maine said, didn't Giannis want to play at the end of the season? And Sparky said, yeah, and he did he? No, Giannis got stripped of that power this year. There's he couldn't even get Doc out. They made a decision to roll with Doc. And so
Mm.
if that's the case, once I'm mean, putting layers on this thing. Again, people don't want to hear this analytical stuff. Just know that everything we have said has come to pass. Even in everything. So I know I told you I got good sense about this stuff. So let me just say this: if Giannis was disgruntled with Doc too, yet another reason why he's going to show out. Yet another reason why he's going to say, well, so I'm going to do what I want to do because I don't. This guy. We don't have a chance with this guy. So what you have is perpetual ongoing chaos. There's nobody at the helm. John Horst is an absentee. Doc Rivers is just there for the check. Giannis does not want to be there. Again, Jeff. You want the man to stay, and he does not want to be here. Again, a man acts like this when he's trying to get a message across to the organization.
Right.
Y'all didn't take me seriously when I want to get out this past summer in New York. Now I'm gonna show my whole tail.
I agree.
While all the while feeding certain messages to ESPN and feeding other messages to local media so he won't look like the bad guy.
That's fair.
And now here we are. The word is that he is actually asked to be moved now. That's what reporters said. He actually has indicated, I want to go. Now, the only way this could turn around, only way this can turn around is if they pull off a surprise move that nobody is expecting. And if Giannis somehow says, which I don't see, well, dang, now you made me look so bad with the Milwaukee media. I need to stay here and try to fix this so I don't mess up my statue. You know, even though I
Right.
don't think that's in jeopardy,
Right.
but all indicate you have to be either the ultimate optimist or a person that does not believe what he sees to think this is headed toward Giannis leaving. Really.
No, I agree. No, I definitely agree. Let me just get to Dr. Smith. Did we get to you, Scale? Because it's been a minute since we seen Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
Salute to Dr. Smith. What's good?
Salute family. What's going on,
Salute.
family? What's going
Hey,
on,
I
chat?
know that you've been in the chats in and out. So what do you feel about everything that's been going on, especially with Giannis? And then we'll get to the playoffs later. But let's get to more Giannis right now. And or the Bucks as an organization, Dr. Smith.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest. I'm not 100% fully caught up because my life got like real busy here real
Okay.
quick. That was one of the reasons why you
Right.
didn't see me quite as much. But I'm somewhat caught up. I just think it's one of them situations where like they said. I think it was in that movie Batman, right? You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, right? You know what I mean?
That was tough. That was tough. That was
That's
tough
a
right
The
bar.
there.
milk turned sour real quick. And from what I'm understanding, which is not as much as I normally,
Mhm.
I'm not normally this far behind. Like I'm usually more caught up. I will catch up to the stuff. Like I said, I had a lot going on professionally, so it's been kind of tough, kind of
Right.
keeping up. But my understanding is that we're finding out that there's like a complete lack of professionalism that was going on behind closed doors, which we all saw. We just didn't have it confirmed, right? There's no
Right.
way that a team can come out that unprepared on a nightly basis. So they didn't reveal anything. This wasn't like one of those aha moments where like it was like the killer that no one saw. We all saw it, but we just didn't have it confirmed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think personally, even if you are a Hall of Fame coach, because of what you've done in your past, you should get your credentials revoked if you filled out a year like that. You should have stepped down a long time ago. If correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
That there were people who were like routinely coming in late and nothing was getting done about them. That's a high school team. That's not even a high school team.
Yeah, that's not even a high school
That's not
team,
even a high
right?
school team. Right?
No
Scales, you're a coach,
fines. No
right? What
Yeah,
happens
fines.
that was
if
the
somebody
biggest
goes
part,
out?
Dr. Smith. There was no one ever got fined, no matter what they did. And that's the part that blew Miles Turner's mind because he came from a discipline and an organization over there in Indiana and
Came from a job.
accountability.
He just came from another job. You can't do that at Walmart and keep your job. They'll come and get your red vest. Like that's it. Like you get out of here. Like beat it. That you can't do this in any other professional workplace. I know it's a sport. I know it's not an apples to apples comparison.
Right,
You
right.
can't compare the corporate world to basketball on all things. But basic professionalism is something that you should expect. You guys are not just basketball players. You're professional basketball players, right? And there's maybe because I'm old and I don't know everyone's age here, but I'm assuming we're all at the very least 40 plus, 30 plus something. You know what I mean? That matters to me. How you conduct yourself in the workplace matters to me. When you got to supervise kids, I have to supervise people
Mm-hmm.
who are in their early 20s. That's like one of the first conversations that we have when you enter the workplace is that if this is your first job, don't let this be like a one and done kind of deal. Like there's a certain level of professionalism that you're supposed to maintain when you come here. And to find out that it was our leaders, I
Mm-hmm.
knew that something was going on, but to find out that it was our leaders who were responsible for that is disappointing. I think it's a how do I articulate this? It's like a Well, let me come back to that point because I'm trying to figure out how to articulate it and I can't quite get to it. But I think it's an abject lesson in what happens when you allow someone to have too much power in your organization, right? We
Bingo.
all love Giannis and what he does on the court. Giannis has had some fantastic moments just as
Mhm.
an athlete in general. You know what I mean? Building himself up to become Giannis from what he was is one of the better sports stories that I've seen. I haven't seen a
Mhm.
glow up like that for a lot of people. Shea,
Facts.
maybe, right? Because SGA
Mhm.
was like, I guess like if you could spot the talent,
Right.
you saw that there was something in Shea. I don't know if anyone saw that he was going to be this good, right? But I think that's the only comparison. I don't know that anyone saw Giannis becoming this good. So it's been a feel good story. But applying the organization to get your family on the team, you yourself not showing up,
Yeah, that's a
uh,
lot right there. That's a lot right there.
you know what I mean? The not showing up thing, though, because at this point you are a veteran. That now this is new for Giannis, because Giannis is now or was like the oldest guy on the team last year, right? Or one of them. That's the first time that's happened. The first
Mhm.
time you get that
Agreed.
job, you failed at it. Because at this point, it's not just about being the best person on the court. You have to be the example off the court because you got kids playing with you, essentially. There's a ton of dudes on that team that are young enough to be my kid. These guys are young guys. They're
Which
looking at you not just because you're the most talented, but you're the oldest dude on the team. You not showing up?
and
Unacceptable,
not
bro.
and that's also now not I'm not blaming everything on Giannis. Obviously, Doc deserves a ton of blame as well. Now it just makes more sense and why those young guys weren't engaged and how they just all of them fell back. How are they supposed to understand what's going on? There's no direction. We don't know. We come to practice when we want. Film time is optional. Everything is optional. So they're just sitting back like,
Yeah.
whatever. So that's why how do we even judge anybody on this team over the last 3 years if this
It
was going on?
it
I
puts
mean,
Kyle Kuzma's it puts Kyle Kuzma's actions in more context. When he
correct.
pulled aside KPJ and Rollins and listen, y'all just do you. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about that. Y'all just do you because Doc is devoid of providing any guidance or any discipline, anything.
Right. Yeah,
So
and the
this is what I
Cam Thomas too.
recall.
I feel like that Cam Thomas situation really brought the real attention on Doc. Like, what is going on here? Like, and then it started to go deeper. Then you started to hear more. That's after that is when they had the Horst interview. Then you started. Then after that, you heard about the Kuzma and like they've been saying the slowly. Oh, go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I was just gonna
That's it.
ask. That's one of the things I needed to get caught up on. What
Mm-hmm.
happened with Kuzma?
Kuzma. That's why he was getting them random DMPs because he was trying to protect the young guys from Doc. Him
What,
the
in what way? What do you mean? Like what?
So what
so
Doc would do? So
you go
Doc
ahead.
would do things like because Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins were the head of the snake. They were running the offense, of course. Especially when Giannis wasn't there, they had the highest usage rates of anybody on the team. So when they would
Okay.
make mistakes or do things, instead of correcting it, he would throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
So Kyle Kuzma would tell them that's not what real coaches do. They correct what young players do, especially ones who've been thrown the
Right.
ball. When I got here, the ball was supposed to be in Giannis' hand. It wasn't supposed to be in my hand 40 minutes a night. Now
Right.
Giannis goes down. Now me and Kevin or Ryan and Kevin got to handle the ball all night, and we have no other ball handlers. It's just us two
Right.
for 48 minutes. Nobody else can handle the ball, literally.
Right.
Nobody else in uniform
And when he
can dribble.
questioned Doc, he said, "Google me."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So then you bring in a Cam Thomas, Dr. Smith, and then you got Kuzma. So those are the four guys who can get a shot or handle the ball or create without Giannis. Everybody else on the roster, you got 15 slots. The other 11 guys can't score if Giannis don't get them the ball. You understand what I'm saying? So when a mistake
Right.
happens, instead of Doc Rivers coaching and correcting it, he's throwing people under the bus when they do look at film. The few times they did view film or they did whatever, he's throwing people under the bus. So Kuzma defended that. Kuzma got a ring. Kuzma's a vet. He's not a baby anymore. You know what I mean? Kuzma's been around this thing for a while. And Kuzma was brought in with class guys. Rondo. I mean, we may
Mhm.
look at Dwight Howard, how we look at him, but JaVale McGee and these guys are class guys. When you look back at how they professionalism, how they handle things, that Laker team, Caruso,
Mhm.
LeBron, like that was a class
Right.
A team. You know what I mean? They coached themselves really. So that was his vets. You get what I'm saying? So he's looking at it
Right.
like, yo, when I made mistakes, Brown wasn't doing that to me. Like they was a teachable moment.
Right.
Like we not about to do that. You know what I'm saying? So and him and Doc would bump heads. So that's why some nights when we would be like, yo, where was Kuzma? Now we got our answer to where Kuzma was. Where was
And
Cam
so
Thomas?
that's right.
Right.
Doc comes back. Cam doesn't play anymore because Cam says, hey, that turnover ain't my fault. It's the offense that we're running.
Right.
You see
Try
what
to
I'm
hold him
saying?
But we
accountable.
all
Right.
saw that.
Yeah.
That was the
Like
most useless offense going. So my thing to that would be this, right? I of course I don't agree with throwing someone under the bus if you're the coach. You
facts.
can point out mistakes, but then you can say, all
Yes.
right, this is how we fix it, and then move
Mhm.
constructively forward. And it's my understanding from how you're making it sound that the way that he was doing it was not constructive. It was
No.
just tear down, right? So while pointing it out, because that has to be done, there has to be some accountability. So if I'm up there screwing up, you got to tell me I'm up there screwing up, but in a way that it doesn't destroy like my confidence, and then you could build up and then give some kind of direction so that if next time I'm in that situation, when it happens, because it's not a if, it's a when it happens, I'll
Mhm.
know better what to do, right? And apparently that wasn't happening. That's is that my understanding what's going on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hundred
but he's a
percent.
You
bum. He's
Dr.
a
Smith,
bum. The coach is a
Dr.
bum at this point.
Dr. Smith, you a Packers guy, right? Oh,
Right.
let's go get in the time capsule with me, go back in the day. Hot tub time machine, right quick, right? Brett
Sure.
Favre, right?
Okay.
Remember Brett Favre when he first blew our mind before we really started winning a bunch of games with him when he was just still decent before we had got that super team with Reggie White and all the super, when we got that
Mhm.
super team by 96 or whatever. But like 94 when he first popped on the scene and he was the hot boy. Remember he could throw the ball hard and
Right.
fast and he could
But
do
he was
all
an
of this.
outlaw.
Right.
But he was reckless. Yeah, he was
Right. He was
reckless
an
with it though.
outlaw.
Like he throws
Right.
7 picks a game. You know what I mean? He
Right.
was reckless. But then as you look at the Packer organization, what they did is they brought in Mariucci. They started bringing in these quarterback whisperers, and the
Mhm.
guy calmed down. You see what I'm saying? They made the defense better, so the possessions he had less possessions on offense, and the defense really scored most of the points because he would start every possession at like the 40 or the 45
Right.
the whole season. You get what I'm saying? Because the defense was so
Right.
sick that year. But the point that I'm making is instead of chastising him for his mistakes and his wildness, they found people to embrace, to, you know what I mean, to create something out of the wildness. What Chuck Daly did with Dennis Rodman, where he
Mhm.
found
Right.
him a role. Like, I'm gonna find you something to do, young brother. I don't know what it is yet. Give me a
Right.
couple of weeks, but I'm gonna find you something to do out here with Rick Mahorn and them. I know you getting on their nerves,
Right.
you little bro, but we love your energy. And
Right.
these old dudes gonna get tired, and I'm gonna need you in May and June when we go to Boston and Philly. You know what I'm saying? In Milwaukee.
Right.
I'm gonna need you. So I gotta figure out what we gonna do. Oh, you the energy guy. You and Vinny Johnson. I figured out y'all roles. Energy guys. Y'all the two young dudes. I'm gonna throw y'all out there and y'all just go berserk. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? You got as a
Right.
coach, that's what you do. You don't look at Andre Jackson Jr. and be like, you can't shoot, so I'm not
Right.
playing you. Doc Rivers. This is how you know he has a history of doing this. I got one name. Ben Simmons.
Mm.
There's no way the media
Mm.
should have known Ben Simmons was having them issues about that
Yep.
play at the end of the game against Atlanta or whatever. Doc went right in the press conference. You can Google it and smash that kid. I'm talking about blame the entire series. You got to remember that was game 7.
Right.
Blame the entire series on that one play where Ben Simmons didn't shoot the ball right underneath the basket. He passed it.
Mm.
That's not what you do to your second best player on the team. This is the process. Philadelphia's spent the
Mm.
last 10 years building him and Embiid to get to this moment.
Right.
The conference finals. This is what we did all of this for. Sold all these
Right.
draft picks, tanked all of these
Right.
years to build these two guys up to get us there. Ben Simmons, all defensive first team. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? NBA third
Yeah.
team. The kid is balling. He makes one play. He's out the league because his coach
Broke his
Instead of
spirit.
being like, hey, man, that's cool. We going to run it back next year. I'm going to show you what to do in that situation that happens to us. You a young guy. This is your first time here. You going to get back. You that good. You and Joel that good. We'll be back. That's what you say. You don't get in the media and be like, yeah, it's
Doc
his
never
fault.
Right.
got the heat he deserved for that. He
Yeah.
never
No,
got the heat he deserved.
never. He destroyed that kid's career when you think about it. People make all
And
the
you
Ben
know better
Simmons jokes,
than
but
fan
when you
at
get
that
down to
point.
the end of it, that's what really did it. Because he never was the same after that. And it was
And
because his coach, and if you look at it, the coach bashed him, and then to Dr. Smith and Bshack's point, who followed him in bashing him? Joel and B. Once Joel seen Doc said it was cool,
right,
oh,
then he
Doc
thought,
just bashed him.
oh
Hey,
no.
man, it's all Ben Simmons' fault. Don't put it on me. It's
Yeah.
all Ben, you heard what Doc said. Ben's
JJ
fault.
Redick warned us, right?
Yep,
JJ Redick warned us about this,
This
and
is
yep,
true.
and that man never takes accountability for his. He's long
He
said
sure
that,
did.
right?
Yeah.
He
yep.
sure did.
That's a
He's
fact.
long said, right? So that goes back to when he was a coach for the Clippers, and they had like their issues. And
You
remember, it
know
was a
who else?
thing,
You know who else echoes that? Gilbert
right?
Arenas. And
Yep.
then Nick
Right.
Young co-signs it right on the couch. Like every time Gilbert be like, "Man, Doc's a joke." Gilbert Arenas won't even talk about Doc Rivers. Like he refused. Like they had a bus because you know Marcus Johnson's son hosts Gilbert Arenas' show, so they
Mm-hmm.
talk about the bus.
We lost Scales. Hold on
Oh
1 second.
no!
Hold on, Scales. We'll get Scales a second. But I just want you to know, if you
Look,
haven't
he was on
seen
the phone.
anything about Taylor Jenkins, is that the whole Bucks are preaching now is accountability. That's the battle cry within the Bucks organization now after what happened. That
Yeah, because it's a massive rebuild that has to happen, especially now that we know that all of this
mm-hmm.
unprofessional nonsense was going on behind closed doors. So it's not just getting talent now. You have to weed out a lot of bad habits that were allowed to
Mm-hmm.
cultivate on this team.
My bad.
So
That's
it's a
all good.
lot of like pulling reeds. Please go back to cooking. You was working, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I forgot even where I was at. My phone just
You
rang.
You
The
talk
point
about
I was
Ben
trying to
Simmons.
make is
It's
that
about Ben Simmons. Then we talk about JJ Redick was warning
yeah.
us. Go ahead.
Gilbert Arenas,
So the
his
Yeah.
thing
son.
is like when they were saying that about like when you just follow Doc's track record, like it, to somebody I said in the comment in the chat is that he had the job too long. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you see these attitudes and these things and these slow leaks festering out, he had the job too long. If you pay attention to Bud didn't talk to the media. Adrian Griffin was terrible with the media. That was another
Correct.
thing that got him fired. He wouldn't even do interviews for real. So that's what I'm saying. The last couple coaches we had, it kind of held it close to the chest. Doc is a celebrity. You get what I'm
He's
saying? Like he
a
cares
he's
more
a
about how
politician.
he looks and posturing and his legacy than he does really about winning. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He hasn't really been about a
Yeah.
winning foundation in a while. Like even those Clippers teams were a joke. Like a lot of teams that he had were fluff, and then when they get to these big moments, they would blow him. He's got the most 3-1 losses in NBA history of any coach. So like, what are we
But not
talking
only
about?
that skills, not only that skills. One of the problems I always talk about the third estate, which is the press. Doc over the last 10, 15 years on and off has been an ESPN employee. He has never ever gotten the heat like other coaches get
Nope.
for his mistakes, for his failures. Those usually come from other outlets. But who has the loudest
Mm.
bullhorn in sports? It's ESPN. And they never, and they touch it and they leave it alone. They never stay on Doc's head.
I agree.
That's how he's able to survive.
I agree.
I don't think it's a choice now if you purport to have any kind of integrity, because this is a meltdown that's about as bad as I've seen in any of the
Correct.
sports I've watched in a while, right? When you got someone who's brand new who comes to the organization and he came saying all the right things, doing all the right things, and now he's in interviews like, yo, what kind of a mess he sounded like the person who came over for Thanksgiving and there's roaches on the like the kitchen table, and somebody done put peas and carrots in the macaroni and cheese, and you like, yo,
Exactly.
what how is this gonna walk into yo, this is crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm calling, trying to get my old job back, and the Pacers like, nah, I'm good, bro. Thank you. No, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? And so he's having like these regret moments. That's what it sounded like. Like he's regretting making the decision that he made. And that is a mess. Now, I don't think it's a mess that can't be cleaned, but you're gonna have to do some deep cleaning. That's like a military field day. That's when you get down on
It's a
hands and knees with
military
the
thing.
green pad and with your hands. Like there's no just sweeping and scrubbing. We gotta get down and like strip this down to the bolts. Everything, everyone. And that's
Hey,
why before
Dr. Smith, my grandmama used to say, got to use that elbow grease. You know what I'm saying? Put some elbow
all of
grease in it, young man.
all of it. I mean, we've been sitting here watching the playoffs. We all have, right? I'm tired of being jealous of other teams
Right.
in like some of the simple stuff that they're able to do. I'm watching Minnesota. Minnesota has been put out, right? So obviously they weren't the best team, but I'm watching that young brother McDaniels become Scottie Pippen right in front of us, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
to myself, why can't we have someone just in the same ballpark as that dude? Did you see him go and shut literally everyone down that he played against? The Pistons are out of the playoffs. I'm not even talking about the teams who are still in it. I'm talking about the teams who got knocked out. The Pistons, when they went up against the Magic, held the Magic to what, like 4 points in a quarter?
Right.
Like their ability to play defense and completely just turn the faucet off. We're talking about teams that are no longer in it. I see no strays in the comments. Boston.
Right.
Boston had lost Tatum for pretty much the entire year
And still could
and
compete.
still ended up in second place. I'm tired of being jealous of other teams. And then you see us, and people are trying to gaslight me into thinking that the decisions that we've been made with some of the players are the right decisions because these guys can shoot three. They can't do anything else, right?
Anything
They're
else.
completely incapable of doing anything else. And we see where the league has gone. We see it. You see a lot of different variations of that OKC team at varying levels, right?
Right.
Obviously, the teams aren't quite as good as OKC or San Antonio, but I mean, look at San Antonio.
Right.
Look at who they're talking about now. When you look at San Antonio, it's not De'Aaron Fox, or it's not just De'Aaron Fox. It's not just Wemby. It's this young rookie that's coming off the bench. Why can't we find this? He's the conversation now. He's the conversation now. Like, look at what San Antonio's able to do because they got not only Wemby, not only De'Aaron, not only the Dreadhead twins or whatever,
Right.
but they got this young rookie coming off the bench and he's burning these dudes with basketball IQ.
Facts.
With IQ. We get in the games and we barely beat New Orleans. When New Orleans, I could play for New Orleans. And I know because I was at that game. And I'm thinking I can run right around these dudes, and I got like one good knee left. I'm old. I'm done. And I could play for New Orleans right now, and we barely beat them. I'm tired of it. So I guess for me, there is some optimism because the main problem knew that he was the main problem and left before he could be fired. Either you don't have to fire me, I quit.
Right.
I quit. And the Spurs got lottery picks on top of that.
And but when you watch it, I just want 1 second, Scales. I just want to talk about Minnesota and Jaden McDaniels. I'm sorry.
He's so good. He's so
It's
good.
not even the point that he's good. It's that he's standing on business in the team. He's rallying the team. He's putting himself out there. They got Ant Edwards. Ant Edwards is going to the Hall of Fame. Don't worry about it. He's going, right?
Yep.
But the leader, the heartbeat of that team, even Ant says it, is Jaden McDaniels. He's been showing him love for about 3-4 years until he got to this point. And when you see that team, the toughness they exude, the belief in themselves, and even if they lose, they gonna dog it all the way out. That's Jaden McDaniels. You have to have a dog on your team to represent your team. That's what we wanted, Giannis. We wanted you to be an example and be a dog. Call it out. Not Jaden McDaniels stood on business by himself. He didn't get nobody else involved. You weak, you weak, you weak.
Yep.
It came out there and showed him, y'all all weak. And this team rallied behind him. And then the coach stood on business. We support what he says. That's team chemistry. That's unity. And that's why they're always successful. That's how
Yep.
it starts. We need to start from the bottom and build culture with the Milwaukee Bucks. I love right now what Taylor Jenkins is saying. They're preaching accountability. He's saying all the right things. And I want anybody that's a locker room problem to be gone. I don't care what your name is, what your salary is. I would rather have you gone than be in a locker room causing trouble. I saw somebody in the chat put something that scared me. They were talking about a Julius Randle trade. I don't want Julius Randle nowhere near this locker room. He is a locker room problem. Y'all got to start doing y'all research before y'all put some of these trade scenarios in here. We need character guys on this team.
Yep.
First and foremost, character guy. Cormac Ryan is a character guy. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We need more of that.
Right.
My bad. Go ahead, Scale. My bad. I just need to get that on.
I was just gonna tell Dr. Smith because I know he ain't been on here in a while, but you bringing up what I brought up last live is that we played the old NBA game where you just throw away draft picks and young players. You eat your young, you just pause, but you eat your young, you just throw them away. We're successful. We go into the playoffs every year. Who cares about a late first round draft pick? He ain't getting in the game anyway, right? But as they created the second apron in the new CBA, you have to develop your G League guys and your draft picks. And that's why the teams that you're talking about, they develop those guys. It ain't just about San Antonio having draft picks. Utah had draft picks.
They didn't draft
You know
right,
what I'm
though.
saying? The Pelicans had draft picks. It's about who's picking in the system and the environment that you're bringing them into. They knew getting a kid like Jared McCain, right? In Philly, his actions were looked at like, he young. It's the quirky TikTok kid that hoop. You know what I mean? And OKC, he's a legend because it fits right in with the chemistry and the way they all do post-game interviews together, and they always together, and there's no big eye, little you know what I mean, over there. Like it's the Thunder or nothing. And his energy falls right in line with that. You see what I'm saying? Somebody on their scouting report was like, hey, let's trade that draft pick that we got and we're not going to use for Jared McCain. You see what I'm saying? There's nobody doing that here. Who's doing that?
That's why I think Horst need to go as well. Like
that's what I'm saying.
He got to go.
Like to Bshack's point, Majuri in Dallas, even them hiring Borrego. I mean, them hiring Jamal Mosley in New Orleans. They're trying to go get minds and brains and guys who think the game differently than Doc Rivers to lead their organizations and to be a part of their player development. Yeah. That's what you have to get into in today's NBA because you can't just go around and sign a big three anymore. Them days is over with. Yeah. You have to develop your guys.
Yeah.
Let me co-sign on that. Let me jump in.
Go ahead, Bshack.
I think at this point, knowing something about organizations and being responsible for them and understanding you only want certain people around the table, especially when you're trying to build something new. I think at this point, the most dominant voice in the organization, in the locker room, needs to be Jenkins. I do not think at this time you need any superstars. You have to build the culture first. You got to get that DNA into those young players and build something, build it so strong that they start to contend in that lower part of the, they can that these young guys can get you to a 6 or 7 through 7, 8, 9 seed that getting to the point where all you have to do is add a star. And now, but build the culture first. Get those dogs in here. And I don't think you can just, like we've done in years past, do patchwork this.
No.
Yep.
You bring somebody in, you have to tear this whole thing down and rebuild it.
I agree. Look at the score. Those of you who are watching, the Spurs winning that game.
Without
Fox is not playing.
He's an accessory.
Fox is not playing, and they're winning. They're beating arguably the best team in the league, maybe.
Yeah.
And then there are going to be others. So the quick counterpoint that you would use is, well, they're the best team until they play the Spurs because the Spurs blanked them,
Right.
right?
Right.
But it isn't just your stars, right? When are we going to develop the next Stephon Castle? Because I love the way
Yeah.
he plays.
Yep, me too.
I
Dylan
love the
Harper. Dylan Harper.
right,
Yep.
They got
right.
so much talent, man. I mean, gee, man.
And we can keep going, like, you know what I mean. I've watched, let's use another example, right? And I'm using examples of teams that are no longer in it to illustrate the point that it's not just the final four. It's everybody is getting their act together. Everyone's washed their face and getting their act together. Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, should have won the MVP this year.
Or
That's just
Jaylen
my
Brown. Not just, I would say Cade Cunningham or Jaylen Brown because
right.
of the lack of expectations for the Boston Celtics and what Jaylen Brown ended up doing until Tatum came back and kind of messed up his
Absolutely.
mojo. Jaylen Brown was extremely impressed. But Cade Cunningham is the truth. But we were
Look
saying
at their
earlier,
offense.
True.
yeah, but
Look
they
at
don't got
Detroit's
enough
offense
scoring.
without Cade.
We don't have to
That's what I'm
worry
saying.
about
Look at
Detroit.
Detroit's offense without Cade Cunningham, and that team was the number one seed in the Eastern Conference on his shoulders. On his shoulders. Offensively, that's a
Mm,
point guard who could go out and defend 1 through 4, right? But he developed. Now we also, I think, any if you watch basketball, you saw that he had promise.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
But again, promise is just two sticks and a rock. But you have to take that and create the fire, right? You
mm.
that's just
That's a
you have
nasty
to create the
analogy.
fire, and he did. He did. Like, you know what I mean? And so seeing that was a joy to watch, even if I'm not a Pistons fan, right? We've watched, I've watched from a distance, and I keep getting told about it every 5 seconds. See, shouldn't have left the Knicks, shouldn't have left the Knicks, blah, 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 shouldn't have left the Knicks. Because now they're like the best thing going in the Eastern Conference. That
Mm-hmm.
team looks invincible.
Yeah.
But after all these years, but they finally got their thinking cap on. They went out and they got a Jalen Brunson, who is one of the smartest basketball players in basketball. And they built around him in a way that made sense, right? They revived Carl Anthony Towns again. Carl Anthony Towns had like the whack juice on him when Jimmy Butler's like basically telling him, I took 4 guys off the bench and beat the starters. That's who Carl Anthony Towns is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Carl Anthony Towns comes to New York and revives himself, right? He's got people over here. The Dominican population is behind him. He revives himself. They built intelligently around him. Now it's not just their starting five. It's guys like Deuce coming off the bench. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Jose,
Yep.
guys like Jose Calderon coming back home. He's from the Bronx, right? Coming back home and being a
Mm-hmm.
menace, right? And I love to see it. But this is my team. I need to see that now in Milwaukee. This is the woman that I married. I decided I
And
was going to
that's
be a
on Horse.
Milwaukee
And
Bucks
that's
fan.
on Horse. And that's the problem why Horse should be gone. He hasn't had one good draft pick in his entire era. Not one.
And he kept
I
trading me away.
You can't win
Can
that way.
I?
So
That's why we're behind. He hasn't had one good draft pick ever. Like it's you can Google it, do whatever y'all want to do.
Yep.
Ask Jeeves. It don't even matter what
Yep.
search engine you use. He has not had one successful draft pick ever. That's why he should be fired. Ever? Not one? Man, if y'all don't pack his bags and get him a pod and get him up out of here, too.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
But can
Come
I?
on, man.
Can I?
I
Go
Can I
ahead,
say something
Bshack.
about the Knicks? Let me say something about the Knicks. This year, there were times during the season it wasn't sweet for the Knicks.
no,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't.
There were times in the season they started questioning if they made the right choice in Mike Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is Jalen Brunson didn't start disrespecting his coach.
Mm-mm.
He didn't start sitting on the scoreboard, even though Towns was like, "Well, I don't know where I'm at in the offense." He kept talking and saying, "Well, I don't know where I fit in." They stuck with it, and now they got Towns
Mm-hmm.
playing this point forward type position up high, picking teams apart.
They're
So what
destroying
I'm
teams.
saying is there have been opportunities for the Bucks to reset and to come up with something new, but your superstar got outgrew his pants, and sabotage the whole thing. I don't care what anyone says. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what none. I love y'all, but I'm gonna disagree with y'all if you disagree with me on this. I believe they would have stuck with
Griffin.
Adrian Griffin. Eventually, what do you mean? You're already winning. So let's say they have a stretch of going 500. It would have turned again. They would have turned it up again because he was establishing something. It was a new system, but because you had superstar and a couple of stars that were so comfortable with the familiar, they didn't want to change, and they didn't give it time enough for the personnel to catch up with the with what they were doing. But anytime you do something new, there's going to be growing pains. But you cannot abandon ship
Facts.
while you're putting it together. It like Scales, you're a coach. You come into a new school, a new system, and you got players that used to play with the old system. Some things you might try at first, they be like, man, this ain't really working. You get to stick with it, just stick with it, just stick with it. And I think that was part of our issue over the last couple of years. We have players that, you know, that they kind of acted out at the wrong time. But I do need to say one thing about Detroit. Um, this young man on Detroit, what's his name?
Asar
It's
Thompson.
Asar Thompson.
When we gonna find
You
our
can't
Asar?
tell me
Yeah.
you can't tell me Ajax can't shoot better than him. If they really, really put a battery in his back and said, I want you to look at this
See?
dude's, show him some film of this guy playing defense and say, this is you. Except you already shoot better than him, and we want you to keep practicing to become even better. And this kid has made himself a space in this league, but in the last series, it hurt them
Yeah.
because they were playing 4-on-5
Mm-hmm.
and just not even guarding them on the outside.
Yeah.
And so he was a big subject on First Take. They were like, dude, get in the gym this summer.
Mm-hmm.
But just his game has showed me that we need to really
Andre,
give a good pouring
he's
into
salvageable.
Ajax.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
Right.
salvageable.
And
He's
they're
out.
Yep.
competitive.
Hey,
They're
Scales, let me
competitive.
get your last one. I want to tap in Ponte before it get too late, Scales. But go ahead.
I jump
Okay.
out. I jump
Matter
out.
of
You
fact,
jump. I jump out.
Which one do y'all
I'm
want to
actually
jump?
about to tap.
Okay. All right, let me
I'm
tap out
actually
Dr.
about
Smith.
to
Appreciate you, Dr. Smith.
Oh,
salute,
fireworks.
guys.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
All
Loud.
right. Appreciate you, Dr. Smith.
all right,
Good
Dr.
seeing you.
Smith.
Hopefully, professional is slowing down for you, too, brother. Appreciate you. All right.
Salute.
Salute.
Love it.
All right.
Oh,
Let me
here
tell
we
you.
go.
No, Pronte ain't coming in on no fool. Hey, Pronte, they think you coming in, you choosing violence. Tell them you ain't choosing
Nah.
violence today. Go ahead,
Nah.
Pronte.
What up, Ponte?
What's up, Pronte?
Hey, Bshack, you want to know why that Knicks thing is working and it took Cat a while to figure it out?
Why?
Mike Brown last time with a run like this was who? They lit the beam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis all over again, but Cat and Jalen Brunson is De'Aaron Fox and
Okay.
Sabonis on
Okay.
steroids. So
I
that's
got
once
you. I
Cat
got you.
figured out distribute the ball up here, and if they don't
Like
bring a double team,
Sabonis.
you
Like
just take your
Sabonis.
man off the dribble. Like that, it's that simple, bruh. And it was taking Cat was in his own head, and Mike Brown like I really made this easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you get out of your own way, and once Cat figured it out, they've been unbeatable. But that's De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis pick and roll top of the screen. Sabonis running the offense top of the screen. It's the same thing all over again. But it's
I
with
got
better
you.
players
Players.
and better role players. Now Anunoby doesn't see any help. So Anunoby going one-on-one against your third, fourth best defender. And Anunoby can get 20 on him. You see what I'm saying? So it gets kind of scary out
All
there
right.
against the Knicks. Yeah.
No. So what you think about
Nah,
everything so far, Pronte?
so I
Go
think
ahead.
about what? About everything? I mean,
Yeah, we
I don't
started
think
with
about anything.
Giannis.
Let's start with Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
What does this say? Like, you know, being unprofessional. I've been saying it all year. The Bucks look like an unprofessional basketball team. And that rarely Giannis was one of those unprofessional players too. Like they just looked all year like an unprofessional. That's why they're just getting dumped by 30 because they was unprofessional. Like that, and it just came out. I mean, even what Miles Turner did was unprofessional. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? Like the Buck, that's still a continuation of the old Bucks. You see, even Miles Turner. So if Giannis gotta go, Miles Turner gotta go because he's a representative. Representative. He played very unprofessional basketball this year too. Like I love when a player can talk about another player, but let me see what Miles Turner did. What? You know what I mean? Like what? Like, you got to man. If somebody was to come on the chat and talk about you, you'd be embarrassed. You'd be heated because Miles Turner. Come on, bro. Like you play very unprofessional. You didn't show up for games a million times. Forget the plane. Sometimes we feel like we should have left you off the plane. So, so Miles Turner, I don't want to hear it. I get it, and I'm not defending Giannis because he looked unprofessional this year. The whole team looked unprofessional this year. But of course, it was Doc,
Hmm.
the unprofessional leader. Doc was very unprofessional. He been unprofessional since he came in.
That's fair
Like he
right
said,
there.
Doc had no scheme, no strategies, no nothing. He just was like, I'm gonna ride players. And when they ain't do what he did, eventually we heard that he just talked trash about them,
Yep.
especially if they was young.
And
Especially
that's
if
the
they was young.
problem. That's the problem right there. How he you killing the youth is crazy.
But I mean, but to be honest, let's be real. I'm gonna be real. I don't know what the Bucks have. I've been saying this year. I don't know what the Bucks because they ain't have a coach. So I don't know what they have. I don't know how to evaluate their talent. I don't know what they really should do and who they really should keep. To be honest with you, some players because when you play this solid basketball that they were playing under Doc, anybody can kind of get off and not be that good. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can, and good players on good teams can play better. You see what I'm saying? Like they just was turned off by the unprofessionalism. So
Hmm.
you don't know what you got. That's what messed it up. That's what really messes up the whole thing for next year. Because you don't even know who's really a player and who was just benefiting from no structure, no system, no
That's
Mm.
an
culture.
interesting perspective there. Right there, that was fire.
Mm.
That was fire.
Because I mean, you just don't know because some of these players ain't gonna be good under a system. They're gonna hate it. Having to be to work on time, having to run a play. They're gonna hate it. They're gonna drown in that type of system. You know what
Hold
I
on,
mean?
hold 1 second. Somebody give you kudos. Hold 1 second. 1 second. Shout out to Robin with the $20 super chat. Word, Pronte. Some games me and Miles had the same stats. It was wild.
Nah, man. I'm here, man.
Hey,
I
shout
mean,
out to Robin. Queens in
whatever,
the
bro. But
chat.
Giannis unprofessional. But bro, what was you doing? What did you speak about you? How was evaluate your performance? Because we was disillusioned as Bus fans about what you was supposed to be doing out there. Yeah, if the plane threw you off, then just say that. But you were terrible this year, completely terrible. But I just don't know what we got. He might be better when we get a better coach. Maybe that's
Hmm.
what he's saying. But why he ain't say that? You know what I mean? Too. Why he didn't say that? I didn't play as well because we didn't have a structure on the Bucks team. He didn't allude to his performance. I really don't like when people talk about people don't talk about themselves.
Right.
You know, First talk about yourself and then talk about everybody else. That's fine. Giannis, Doc, Bobby, whoever you gonna say. But what did you do? That's it. That's all I gotta say. Because I was really disappointed about Miles Turner's performance. Because he's a veteran too, right?
Hmm.
Like I just
Yep.
feel like if you're a veteran, I feel like this is what Dame did and Giannis did and Middleton did. They will hold each other accountable. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, bro, what you doing? I've been here for a while. What you doing? I'm 13 years. You know this ain't winning basketball. We got a whole new generation that just runs the podcast and talk. They
Well,
don't even talk to each
Pronte,
other.
Hold on
They
one
don't
second,
talk to
Pronte.
each other.
Hold on 1 second, Pronte. Go ahead, Bshack.
Pronte, I was saying earlier that first of all, it's been clear. If Bud was here, uh, might as well be on no podcast. Uh,
Mm-mm.
Bobby Portis
Mm-mm.
wouldn't be no weekly guest on podcasts. They're
Right.
doing
Mm-mm.
they're doing this stuff because Doc
They
is like,
can't.
do what you want to do. And so I give grace. I'm giving grace to Oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead. You
My bad.
good?
What happened?
You lost.
Everybody.
You lost your video.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
there
there
you
we
go.
go.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm giving grace to Miles. I'm giving grace to because different players had bad streaks during the season when I was on them. Everyone that I was on them when they were not doing great. I think we have found out. We knew. Listen, we knew it was bad. We saw stuff is unprofessional. But let's be honest. All of us need to be honest. We didn't know it was this bad.
This is that. That's
No,
We
fair.
didn't
No.
know.
No,
it's
that's
bad.
fair.
We didn't
It's
know
really bad.
there was no fun. Like Miles Turner said, I've never been on a team that doesn't get fines. We just watched Nightcap with, and this wasn't football players because Joe Johnson on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Joe
They
Johnson, yeah.
never been on a team where they didn't give out fines. And you had to be on time or you would get left. Professional teams lead players, they had to get their own jet or get their own flight out. So it was so bad. We don't know. Miles Turner's come off of a championship team or runners up. And I'm saying this. We don't know how bad. Remember, Doc had Dame and Giannis and kept saying, I can't put the offense in until Chris Middleton get back.
What?
What kind of stuff is this? So I'm saying, y'all, everyone needs to get a blank slate. And you know something? Only reason why I'm so hard on Giannis is because I'm like, you're not only a vet, you are all
Time
time
great.
player,
Yeah.
and you're the king here. So you should be able to say, nah, Doc, you need to tighten up. You need to start whatever. Or guys say, y'all follow my lead. I'm gonna be here tomorrow on time. Y'all all be here on time too. I expected him to do something like that. He didn't. Like I said, the reason why I think he didn't is because he's really been trying to tell the organization, I don't want to be here. And there's no better way to do that than by saying, I'm gonna show my whole tail,
Mm.
my whole behind.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
so, but Doc is really, how many coaches could not? What kind of coach? How bad must you be to can't figure out how to unlock Damian Giannis? Think about it.
Yeah. But let's not just blame Doc. What about this superstar coaching staff that he supposedly had? What were they doing? I want their job. They just sitting there being dressed.
But
I just
but
feel like
this,
it's
I
at the end
think
of the
I
day.
Hold on. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think it's a,
Scales, did you primetime? My
I
bad.
think
Go
it's
ahead,
a
Scales.
part of Bucks lore in history that I think we try to like Men in Black thing, like hit the Men in Black button and it just go away it from our brain. Bro, those 44 games that Adrian Griffin was here was not that bad as people be trying to make it out to be, right? It was
Right.
No,
actually pretty
Oh,
good
yeah.
times, to be honest with you. From what I remember, Dame and Giannis were the highest scoring duo
Correct.
in the league through those
in the
44
league.
games, bro. So Adrian
Yeah.
Griffin
Yeah.
unlocked how to play with them. It was once Doc got here, he didn't have anything for them to do. Like Ponte said, he showed up, and you too,
I just want
Bshack,
to
he showed
pause
up
right there. Hold
with
on.
no
I just want
plan.
you to hold that thought right there, Scales. What I want to say is Adrian Griffin, the problem was maybe he was holding too much accountability and they didn't like
Maybe.
that. Let's take a step back here, friends and family. We're starting to
Yeah.
hear this word accountability a lot. And when it seemed like the problem with Griffin was never him. It was that he was holding you accountable if you were doing something good or bad. Remember,
They
he
didn't
was
like
pulling
it.
people. They didn't like
Yep.
that. They
Like
wanted
They
that.
didn't
someone.
like it.
They went to the management. We need someone in here that's more lax and knows how to deal with a veteran team, not a first year coach. They brought
Yeah.
Doc in to placate to the veterans so they could cook. They did not know, management did not know it would go this far. You know what I'm
Far.
saying? It was almost like in The Wire when they had Amsterdam and they knew about it. And they was like, okay, but then it got out of hand. They was like, oh, we can't allow
Mm-hmm.
now that we got to come in and clean it up. That's what happened. We allowed Amsterdam to happen, literally,
Yep.
literally.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
He
Yeah. I
made
mean,
Terry Stotts quit. He
bro,
made Terry Stotts quit.
I'm just saying, like, Doc.
Go ahead,
Doc,
Bronte.
Doc
And then we
had
come back to you
retired
in a
before
minute, Scales. Go
Doc
ahead,
had
Bronte.
retired before he came to the Bucks, and he was still retired when he was on the Bucks.
Come on, bro.
And I think that was just the bottom line.
He said he was retired when he was on the Bucks. Is diabolical.
Ponte, do you remember
He
when the
was still
ball
doing the same thing
when
he
the
was
ball
doing
went
before he
through
left.
Gary Trent's hands at the end of that game in Indiana? Remember Trent cooked and then he dropped the game winning
Yeah.
pass or whatever at the end of the game. That press conference, Doc Rivers said, "I'm about to go play golf." Like, bro, we just got put out. Like literally, like lost game. What was that, 6 or 7?
Right, 6. Yeah.
Fought to get back in the series. Giannis getting hurt every other game, and Dame got hurt, and Gary Trent went off and tried to save our life. And when we lost, he wasn't mad. He wasn't frustrated or nothing. He like chuckled, cracked a couple jokes with reporters, and said he was on his way to play golf in the morning. Like, so that's what I'm saying. That when you say he retired, Ponte, literally, like he was letting us know, like, I got $40 million to go into retirement from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah,
Right.
for the Bucks. He was already retired when we got him.
Yeah,
I think we need
to go
that.
further into retirement.
And that's the problem. And he wasn't itching to come back.
Nah.
No.
But who's gonna turn out 10 million? Who's turning out 10 million?
Who's get 10 million? No, the
Who
Bucks
hired him for the consultant role? Who hired him for the consultant role to Adrian Griffin? Who gave him that job? Like, who hired him to do that? Because that's how he got here.
We talked about Adrian Griffin, but I just thought that when you think about it, Adrian Griffin, he just needs to turn over the team a little bit. The team needed a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
The team needed a couple players to come out so they can fit what's coming up in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They needed
it.
They did it with the turnover, and they didn't go. They stayed where they was at, and they got passed up. It was really that simple. Like, they needed the turnover then. They probably wouldn't have won.
So Griffin was forward thinking, and they couldn't handle it.
They couldn't handle it. What was coming. Now, all of Adrian Griffin's philosophies and way teams play basketball is his style. You see what I'm saying?
Ponte cooking.
Got the Bucks in position to compete.
Facts. Go ahead, Ponte. You cooking?
Because
the Bucks, they wanted to say old. They wanted to say what they was working before, and they didn't. They put somebody who would just do nothing, and that's okay. But now look where he at. The problem I have with the Bucks is we talk about we gonna trade Giannis. Who we getting for Giannis though? Exactly. That's my point. And then look at our draft picks over the next 5 years.
Man, come on, man.
Exactly. It's a desert out here. What are we talking about? Rebuild where? What draft picks we got?
That's the only reason you would trade Giannis is to try to get draft picks to rebuild. Hold on 1 second, Pronte. What up, Matthew? Appreciate the $1.99 super chat. Some of the coaches were just there to bring Doc coffee. Absolutely.
Facts, Matthew.
Facts. Right. Facts.
I'm kind of feeling like you know, it feels kind of similar to what we're experiencing politically. Somebody just get there to get paid and get his friends hooked up. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of feel. Like Doc just was getting his buddies hooked up. You know what I mean? But we're going to leave it right there because people just getting paid on the Bucks side. Oh, you want a job? I'll get you some money. Oh, man, all you do is bring me some coffee. You good. You ain't got to do nothing else. And they was cashing checks every bi-weekly, however they get paid, and they was happy with that. But I just want to know, what do the Bucks do when they trade Giannis? How many picks can the Bucks get for Giannis? Because I don't think they're going to get enough for the hole they in. So my thing is like, what are you going to do for the next 5 years? Because there's no picks for Taylor Jenkins to work with. There's no talent. Like, I heard we talk about the Spurs a lot. Wemby, number 1 pick. Castle, number 4 pick. Dylan Harper, number 2 pick. Vassell, top first round pick.
Yeah.
These are legitimate picks, y'all. We don't have none of that in the next 5 years. So my thing is like, what are we gonna do with no picks? What position are we actually putting Taylor Jenkins in with no picks? And that's the problem I'm having, because I don't see how we gonna get a package for Giannis and get the picks like a Mikal Bridges. You know what I mean? And it was since
a Desmond Bain. They got 4 first-round draft picks for Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
Memphis did.
Because the second apron is kind of killing teams. They like, I can't afford that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We're gonna have to go this young route. So we kind of missed that boat too.
Mm-hmm.
So our thing is like John
Mm-hmm.
Horst missed all type of boats in his
Yep.
season. And it's
Yep.
like, what we gonna do? Because now we stuck. Either we keep Giannis and we build around him. He's disgruntled, right? But we don't have enough assets to even build around him for him not to be disgruntled. So that's the messed up part. But we can pretend we do. And then we trade Giannis, we get a less than we will ever have got years before, and we don't have enough. And who we gonna trade him to? It's gonna give us a high pick. Any team we trade Giannis to, we're gonna get a low first round draft pick, and that's the issue that the Bucks are having. Where's the value for trading Giannis
Mm-hmm.
for the teams that actually want him? You know, and the next thing, the next what they gonna have a 28th pick. You know, like who has the picks? They need a team that has some real picks that really, but there's no team out there. They're happy with their picks because they don't want to fall into the second apron like the Bucks did and had to chop their team down.
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
OKC will have to do. Eventually, the Spurs will have to chop their team down.
But
Eventually,
see,
these things happen. You don't drive with
the
them.
thing
So
the thing to your point, Pronte, about that is when we reference OKC and the Spurs, it's about drafting the right way and then building up your kids because of the second apron. So like when Caruso walks, it's cool. We got Case and Wallace. I got Nikola Topic just came back off of heart surgery. He's a baller from overseas that we've been grooming for years here in OKC. So when Caruso walked, because we can't financially keep him, we got three other kids lined up to come take his spot. They got the same skill set. They've been learning and playing with him in practice every day for the next 3 years. So as soon as we put him on the court, AJ Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
28 points a game in the series
I
against the
got you.
Lakers.
I'm with you.
That's what you get,
I'm
bro.
with you. I'm
Like,
with you. But they accumulated those picks in a different era, though.
no,
True.
no,
You see
no.
what I'm
What I'm
saying?
saying is
This
what I'm
era is
saying
a
is to
little
your
different.
point and to even something that Brother Logic says all the time, we hung on to people too long. Instead of letting it
Yes.
go of Adrian Griffin, you let go of Bobby Portis and Brooke Lopez and get some
Thank
draft stock
you.
and young
Thank
Thank you.
players
you.
back for
Thank
them
you.
being disgruntled.
This is
That's
all
what you do.
malpractice we talking about. This
Yeah.
we it's all coming home to
Uh,
roost. Because
right.
now the second
Facts.
apron to hit the Bucks. Now they can't just get another superstar, add them on, and be over the luxury tax because they got rich owners. They can't do
Yep.
that no more. So
Yep.
now they no longer can keep Giannis, and then they done traded all their draft capital
Come on, bro.
for now to 2032 almost. So you finna get that, fill that gap with a trade for Giannis right now for who? What team's giving you that much draft capital, knowing that the second apron is the way it is right now? I don't see it. You see what I'm saying? I just don't see it. And how who a team is in that position to do that? So the thing is, you're gonna trade Giannis for. We're in position to trade Giannis for
It's
for nothing.
definitely coaching, right? Because if you look at the Boston roster, like
Yeah,
they had to play the second apron guys this year. Gonzalez, Hauser,
Mm-hmm.
the ball head kid, Walsh,
Right.
yeah.
Solenberg, or whatever, Baylor Solenmine, or whatever his name is, Luke Garza. They had to play the second apron guys. And guess what? They hooped out this year, man. Like they lost in the playoffs, but I mean they had a great season for
Mm-hmm.
those guys. Those are like G League dudes.
Right.
And they had a great season with no Jason Tatum, just Pritchard, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown.
But we
Like
don't
that's
have a
what I'm
Jaylen
saying.
Brown. That's the
But
problem.
Uh,
Like if we
guys,
uh,
trade Giannis, we don't have a Jaylen Brown.
1 second.
No, we
Prior to
don't.
that, 1 second scale. Bshack, what you think about all this? What's your input? This is a
listen.
lot of cooking right here. What you think about all this, Bshack?
Can I y'all take a walk with me
Okay.
to the beginning of the season, preseason? All that was said was the plan was we're gonna play at the fastest pace we
Man.
probably ever played at. We're gonna try to break the record, Bucks record for three
Mm-hmm.
pointers this year. We're gonna be able to increase the volume. If this was boxing, it'd be the work rate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly but surely, all of those things that they said they're going to do, they started regressing and
Yep.
regressing and regressing. And the question as well, what happened? I even heard announcers say, like, Marcus doesn't. Well, they said they're going to play. What happened to all of that? And so there wasn't even a discipline by the coaching staff to keep, because our advantage was we got younger
Yeah.
and we had shooters. That was all we heard. Surround Giannis with shooters. We're gonna shoot. Now, mind you, Giannis was hurt a lot, so they used that as a crutch to stop playing that way. But they should have kept on. That probably was our best chance to play with pace and to shoot. I just put that out because the fact that this is how bad the coaching staff was, where you come out with a game plan and a style of play and you feed that to us, but then by the end of the first month, it's pretty practically gone. We're back to the
Literally.
old pace that we played before, and Giannis in and out of the lineup, him getting upset because people ain't giving him the ball. Like, he starts to rat people out. Talk about, well, other players, I don't understand why they don't understand the gravity I have. I mean, it started early on in the season, guys.
Facts.
And it was just a terrible season. And trying to understand what you're saying, we don't yet know what all the packages are going to be that they're going to be offered. We're hoping for the best, but I don't think there's, with all this that's going on, I don't think there's any other choice but to tear it down.
I'm with Ponte though, because I think it forges our future, bro. Like I don't think you're gonna get the package that people are envisioning for him, because he's damaged himself so much in the public eye and in NBA circles with his actions and the way he's moved through this whole process. So I don't know if nobody else wants to forge their future on a 32-year-old guy who gets hurt every other
And
game.
I just the NBA ain't moving like that no more. It
No,
ain't even that. I
it's
mean, Luca
not.
got traded for who? Anthony
Come on,
Davis.
man.
That was it.
Trey Young
And the
got traded for
no,
what? For what?
the real
Bojangles
prize
two
in
piece?
the
Yeah,
hold
like
on,
the
Dallas
NBA just
real
ain't moving
prize
like
in
that.
the
That's the
Luca
problem the
trade.
Bucks and Giannis is gonna have when they try to make these. That's what they had at the trade deadline. NBA ain't moving like that no more.
Mm-mm.
They're not trading like these players that may be problems or these superstars for nothing anymore. It's like it's going to like almost like the NFL when you think
Yep.
draft capital is valuable, more
Mm-hmm.
valuable
Mm-hmm.
than a player, and that's what it seems like they're moving to in a way. So you got to catch a team slipping, you know.
So I
To
seen these dudes talking about the draft earlier, and I was just watching, but in my head I'm talking back to the screen and I'm saying the draft is different today than it used to be, because like let's say a kid was killing in college and he get drafted like 13th. And let's say 13th might be a team that's right out the playoffs. And to your point, Bronte, that summer they might go get two free agents and now they legit. They third, second or third in their conference
Mm-hmm.
now. When the season start, they projected. So if you this dude who averaged 26 in college and you was killing, but you was 13th, you might be out the league in 1 or 2 years because they don't have a roster spot for you unless somebody gets tragically hurt or something, and then you get an opportunity to play. You see what I'm saying?
right,
But in today's NBA, these guys are valuable now because of the second apron. You're going to get an opportunity to play. Ron Holland in Detroit. Look
yeah,
at the Ron Holland kid in Detroit. Couple
right.
any 5 years ago, he wouldn't even be in the NBA right now. He'd be out the
Mm.
league. Even to y'all point with Asar Thompson and Amen. They don't get those opportunities if today's isn't Adrian Griffin's NBA where your defense first. If it wasn't that, if you weren't looking for those type of guys to play on the wing, them dudes wouldn't have a job right now being able to shoot, not being able to shoot. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on in today's game. And I'm to my point, and to Pronte just put more fear in my head than I already had, is that we're operating under a prehistoric model. And I think that's why you had to go get a coach like Jenkins, who led a
Mm.
youth movement in Memphis for 5 years to kind of come here and try to restart that. But I don't know how you do that with a 32-year-old dude who thinks he's Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, all in one person. I don't know how you do that with him on the
I
roster.
mean, my thing,
I don't.
I guess my thing is like, what is the if I'm an owner, or if I'm thinking like an owner or somebody that's got to make money off this operation, if I trade Giannis and we lose another what 50 games for the next 3 years, what am I doing? So you know what I mean? Because that's possible. That's very possible, even with Taylor Jenkins, because of the way the Bucks have no draft capital. You see what I'm
Facts.
saying? And that's the problem
But,
with the Bucks
but,
situation when you talk about
but
the
your
Spurs. They
assumption,
have plenty of draft capital.
your
Go ahead,
They can make
Bshack.
moves
assumption
at any
by
time.
saying if we move Giannis, we yes or no, you're assuming that he's going to sign the extension, and we don't even know that. We don't even know if that's going to be the case.
I
They
mean,
might want to keep him. They might want to say, "Well, listen, we want you on the team." He may say, "Well, I think this team is trash, and I'm not going to sign." He may go into the next season. Is his last season on his contract.
I think that Giannis is going to sign the extension, to be honest with you,
Okay.
because of what they're not getting. You see what I'm saying? It's not because of anything else, but this is his last big contract.
Yep.
He ain't gonna get no bigger contract than we get in here. Again, by the time this contract over here be what 35?
Yeah.
He's done. He might retire after that. So he's weighing his options for real. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He's weighing his options for real because why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talking about getting how many million?
Yes.
Three
Correct.
hundred or something like that. Some crazy number.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
know you only got 3 or 4 years left, like of real good basketball in you. You know, like, and your next contract
Well,
gonna be in the
Giannis
dumps.
is on the record saying money don't money don't matter to him like other people because of where it comes from. And
Three
B
to four
and
Shack, you
hundred.
and
believe
and
that? Hold on,
and
hold on,
three
hold on, B
hundred
Shack.
fifty million
B
compared
Shack.
to 300 million.
D-Shack, that sound like cap.
Listen,
New era, fitted. You hear me? Cap. That sounds like cap to me, bro. If I can get the biggest extension. So first of all, one thing we know with these NBA dudes, and I hear Jeff Teague talk about it all
you
the
gotta
time.
be
The
happy though,
measuring
man.
stick. Hold on, the measuring stick is your contract, bro.
Yeah.
Like it ain't even your stats or rings or nothing. It's about who got that bag. Like for real. Did you get to the bag, bro? Did you get the super max, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it's about amongst NBA quarters. So Giannis wants to get to that 360, dog. To be in the conversation
Right.
with Tatum and Brown and them. He can't let them get the super max over him, dog. And to Ponte's point, this is his last big contract. Now he might get some 40 a
Well,
year
if
deals or
y'all just thinking like
50,
y'all
60
same
million a
thinking, then
year.
he's not going anywhere. If
My
Huh?
thing,
Giannis
my
is
thing, my
thinking
thing is this.
exactly like
My thing is
y'all are
just simple.
thinking,
This is
then
not
he's not
as
going
clear
anywhere. We
cut
have
and
nothing to
dry.
talk about.
No,
No,
B-Shack,
no, this is
that's
not
the
clear
whole
cut and
reason why.
dry.
That's the whole reason why, even not to cut you off, Bronte, but that's the whole reason, like me and even the Bucks are hanging their hat on he's gonna take the money. He can say what he wanna say out his mouth, but at the end of the day, when October roll around, you're gonna take that money, bruh. Let's
It's
just
gonna be
be
very.
real. You're not gonna
No,
leave that. You're not
agent
gonna
gonna
leave
be like,
60
bro,
million.
cause your
You don't leave
agent,
that money on the table like that. Man.
that's a lot of money to
He
leave
ain't
on the
leaving
table.
that
So
on the
He
so
might
table.
you're
look.
saying in July, you're saying,
Oh, July,
uh,
my
uh,
bad. July, my bad.
what you're saying, and let's get it down to the real. The owner's
Mm-hmm.
going to be looking for Giannis to give them an assurance, a promise in July that he's going to sign in October. So what you're telling me is that he's that's what he's going to give them in July.
I believe so.
I believe so.
I
If he
believe
if
It's
so.
he does,
I can't
possible.
and
see him leave. I,
he either gives him a
I,
promise or he gets
Keep
traded.
hope alive.
Can
Eh,
it, no,
yeah.
no, no.
Okay.
It's not
So
about. It's
no,
not
no, no,
about
no, no.
hope.
Be
It's just
be
math.
Shaq, because I don't want you. I don't want to come off like Jeff. So I'm like Pronte with this. In July, we'll either get our crossroads here. We'll either get a
That
trade
guy's straight.
or he'll sign the extension, or we'll find a team to take the extension and we'll do a sign and trade or something. But either
Sign and trade.
way,
He's
something
gonna
will
say
be
sign and
determined
trade.
in July.
Yeah,
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna
yeah.
hang my hat on. I don't want to lose him and he coming back and all that. Anything can happen in today's professional
And
sports, so I'm not going for that. But what I'm saying is something will happen in July. Either he'll sign the extension, we'll do a sign and trade, or we'll just trade him. You see what I'm
But
saying?
scales,
One of
scales.
those.
yeah,
One of those three.
The problem is the sign and trade in the second apron. That's the real
Exactly.
problem. The real problem holding up the trade is the sign and trade. It's the money. It's really the money that's holding up the trade. It's not anything else. he wants a sign and trade, and the Bucks got to get a team that's willing to sign and trade. Or Giannis got to hope for a sign and trade, or he's staying his ass in Milwaukee. I mean, excuse my language, but that's what it seemed like.
Right.
That's what it seemed like.
That's the truth. That's the straight raw
No.
right there. That's the
No,
straight
that's
raw.
real.
That's what the whole
That's
of
real.
it
That's
seemed
why I
like.
laugh,
That's
because
a sign and
it's
trade.
so.
So we have to have another conversation then, because the conversation has to center around how much we think the way Giannis is
Yep,
conducting himself
Janet.
during the season, what's happened over the last few days, how that's affected his the trade market for him. Because I remember before people like, oh, people want to still move heaven and earth to get Giannis. I don't. What I'm
No.
hearing,
Is that what is
they
happening?
it's not sweet like that no more.
Mm-mm.
Regards to
Mm-mm.
Giannis, it just isn't.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of times I've been seeing people putting up like pictures of like the top players to get there. People are leaving Giannis out of pictures, and the people on the podcast are disrespecting him. And now I don't know how the franchises are thinking, but the narrative really doesn't feel like the narrative almost feels like the Bucks will have to settle for something.
Exactly. And that's the problem.
That's what it
And that's
feels
really
like.
the problem.
Yeah. Let's
That's
get
the
Yep.
last
problem.
words. Let's start with you, Pronte. We gonna get last. Go ahead, Pronte.
I think
On
the
you.
problem is what Bshack said. Nobody wants to settle. The Bucks don't want to settle. The team they trading with don't want to settle, and Giannis don't want to settle. So what you have is a draw of people that don't want to give up nothing to get something, and somebody's gonna lose, but nobody wants to lose, and that's the problem with the whole trading Giannis right now. Is Giannis don't want to use that extra 100 million he might leave on the table, so he wants to sign and trade. The Bucks want better draft capital than they go, or better, even better players than they gonna get from Miami or the New York Knicks. Matter if the New York's flame out, they don't want that trade. They want a better trade than that, and they're not gonna get it. And
You
the
don't
other
like Miami's
team want,
package?
huh?
Mm-mm.
That
No,
that that center, that guy's pretty good.
I thought he was good though.
The
I
one
think the
with
center good.
Tyler Smith.
I
I think
mean,
was it Ware?
where is cool, but
Mm-hmm.
no.
It's
No.
but you gotta think about it, B Shaq. Like Ware is cool, but he has to be a superstar because the Bucks don't have draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to get somebody that's potentially a star out of this
Talk
trade.
to him, Pronte.
Well,
That's
they need
why
a
the
They're not
star.
getting a
Jaylen Brown thing.
superstar. You have to
That's
set
why
up
the
a star,
Jaylen
not
Brown thing was
superstar.
coming up with the Celtics. He wants to
Yep.
have his own team. Giannis is an aging superstar, and they would have provided us draft pick, and almost like everyone wins. Jaylen Brown gets
Yep.
his own team. Giannis goes with another superstar to try to win a championship, and we can rebuild. I'm just keeping it real. This is taking the bias and the animosity against the Celtics. That's our best move, is trying to get Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is a dog. As much as we talk about that no
Yep.
left hand, he come to play every night. And I saw everything I needed to see from Jaylen Brown this year. He was playing at an MVP level. Like, what else do we need? Make it happen. I'm saying, if we're going to trade him, I want Jaylen Brown. Whoever else in the league, give me Jaylen Brown. Because I know at least
bro,
we
out of all
build.
the
But
package,
I was hearing something
I,
about the Wizards. I heard something about the Wizards. So AD in the first pick, but I doubt it. I doubt they trading first. But AD in the
Suppose
first pick. But
Anthony
who wants
Edwards says, "I want out."
AD? Or Minnesota? I was thinking Minnesota.
Yeah.
But who do they got? Who do they got? I don't understand.
Suppose Anthony Edwards after the season says, "I want out."
Mm-hmm.
I'll get rid of half the team, whatever we got to get Anthony Edwards.
I think Minnesota's coming for Giannis too, though. So I think
Yeah,
Minnesota's coming for.
Ants probably called Giannis already.
well,
He
you
was
know
I think
what's
they.
funny about that? Gobert and Randall money come off the books this summer in Minnesota.
And they will both be gone.
Yeah, they'll both be going, and with their contracts, you can get paid Giannis outright with both of their contracts.
Yeah,
So,
so I don't know. It's just they gotta find a right team for the Bucks. But I'm just worried about where we sitting if we don't trade him and where we sitting if we do trade
Do
him.
trade him. Yeah,
If we
it's
don't
bad
get
both
a
ways, damn
star
near.
back, if we don't get a star back, we have nothing to build with potentially because we don't
You
know what
always
the
got
team looks
Ryan
like.
Rollins, man. You got Ryan Rollins. What else
That
you
was
need?
that was a shot. That was a shot.
We good
That
then.
was
We
a-
good. We good. That's all we need. That's all we
Really,
need. Snap back
Bshack?
Rollins. We good. Go ahead, Bshack.
Someone says he's the next Middleton, so
Oh, that was
That
crazy.
Middleton ain't never been enough.
Let's start with you, Scales, and we gonna end with you, Bshack. Go ahead, Scales.
Not the next Middleton.
Right.
Like I said, Ponte brought something to my attention that I was kind of not trying to think about or worry about. But when you think about the reality of it, it is what kind of packages are we gonna get to this guy? If I get past my fanship and
Right.
all of that, and me putting the Bucks first, what are you getting for this guy? But then at the same time, if we keep him, to your point, like I know you like, man, put his head on the gauntlet and make him go in front of the press and apologize and all that. But I just want him to come play every day and be healthy.
Right.
Like if he just do that for me, then he don't have to apologize or say nothing. Just come and hoop every day and be healthy, be motivated. Look like you trying to lock in with what's going on out there for real. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at this draft because I think a lot of people are gassed on this draft a little bit. And if I keep saying, like, if we don't do the right thing that day and get at least a usable piece,
Right. We're done.
that sets us back another year, y'all, regardless of what Giannis does. This draft pick that we bring in here has to be ready to play. Like, I'm not saying it got to be Con Knipple or nobody like that, but you got to be ready. It's got to be a rotation guy. He has to be ready to play.
At least a
Whoever they
Reed
draft,
Shepherd. At least a Reed
Yeah.
Shepherd type. We're coming in, is gonna give you double digits every game and be effective. Go ahead,
If we
Ponte.
trade Giannis, y'all, we need a Ja Morant. We're gonna need to hit a home run in this draft.
Yeah, it got to
Yeah.
be Jaylen Brown, John
We
Morant,
got to. We
Paolo,
really gonna have to get
somebody
a star
like
or
that.
Paolo,
somebody
I like
we can
that
build
too.
around.
No, I agree. That's why I was saying Jaylen Brown. I wasn't trolling or nothing. I was serious.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
like
that's real.
I'm just being honest. Like, we got Jaylen Brown. I'm cool with that because I know he wants to prove himself. I could see him going in Harden mode when Harden went to Houston, and all of a sudden you like, damn, I knew he was good, but not that. And I think Jaylen Brown, if he got here, he would be wanting to prove himself so much that we would see the best out of him, and we could build around a Jaylen Brown. We could.
I agree. I like Jaylen Brown.
I agree.
Always have.
I agree. If they dumb enough to go for that, I agree. Because in reality, if the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't give you Jaylen Brown for Giannis. Not today. Not today. I wouldn't.
Would you trade Tatum for Giannis?
Hairstylists, that's all.
Yeah, right.
Tatum for
Right.
Giannis?
Nope. 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 I'm
Watch out for
keeping
that
both of
black
them if I'm the
magic.
Celtics.
Beijing
I'm
King.
trading Tatum for Giannis. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't
You
think
trade
Jaylen
Tatum
Brown
for
is the person
Giannis?
they should be. For sure. For sure.
They not gonna do that because he like he the face of the franchise.
Oh, they love Tatum.
They love
They
Tatum,
love
Ponte.
Tatum.
There will be they will riot in they will
They said
riot
he
in
worked
Boston.
Dallas.
Right,
He
they will
worked in
riot. I'm telling you, Ponte. If they traded if Jason Tatum, it will be things burning in Boston. I 100% guarantee you. 100%. Oh, bro. They don't care about none of that. Jason Tatum is their dude. I'm telling you, Ponte.
Yeah.
I know people
I've
from
been listening
Boston.
to the Boston media because of the trade and stuff, and most of them don't want Giannis, and they were
Nope.
like, it'll be worse than when Dallas traded Luke. It'll be worse here in Boston because we really know how to act up here.
Because my thing is like, Giannis, where are you going? Like, let's say the Kings got a package for us. Some draft picks, Zach LaVine, and a young dude or something, right? A kid that they drafted a year ago or something, and some draft capital. You don't want to go to Sacramento.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you doing all this crying and complaining about this market, and the people with draft capital who are dumb enough to let us fleece them are places you don't want to go for real. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a catch-22, man.
We're between a rock and a hard place. And Giannis is at a rock and a hard place in his career. this is a career
Yep.
defining
Yep.
move. Whatever he's
Yep.
gonna do next is gonna
Yeah.
alter his legacy either positively or negatively.
Miami. He's going to Miami, yo.
He could be,
Or
but he has to make
Miami
the
or
right
Minnesota.
decision.
To me, he don't
Miami,
fit
Minnesota.
Miami
That's
culture
Miami,
though.
Minnesota, or Houston. Watch those three teams.
I know
He don't
Houston.
fit my. I'm gonna put Miami third on that list because he just don't fit Miami's culture to me, bro.
I think
Like
he wouldn't be able to react.
Miami
Yeah,
been wanting him. Miami been wanting him for like 15 years. They wanted
yeah, but
Giannis
I
for a
think
long
since he got exposed on what he really be on,
right.
that's not Miami Heat
I
culture at
bet
all,
you,
bro.
I
Like,
bet you they'd make that trade in a heartbeat. Miami, they'll make
I
that
mean,
trade
it
in a
depends
heartbeat.
on what they giving up to get him. If you talking about
Cause they,
Tyler Hero and that in the big man, sure.
Ben
But
Bam
if
just
you
scored
let him,
82.
hey, put Bam in the deal. Let's see if they give you Bam too.
They
Nah,
ain't
it's
giving
No,
him
better
they
than
Bam.
didn't
that.
get
Yeah,
Bam.
They
then
give
they
him
gonna hang
Bam.
up the phone
They
on you.
want Bam and Giannis. They want to build around Bam and Giannis.
Right.
But
That's it.
but to what my point is, Bronte, Bam is a culture guy. Tyler Hero's not really a culture guy like that. Bam is Heat culture, bruh.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You're not getting our glue guy, dog. You can
I
have a
know,
little
I
dude who
know,
scored
I
20.
know. That's what I
We can go
said.
get another guard to score 20 points and shoot 3-pointers all night,
That's my
but we can't
point.
get another Bam and a bio, bruh. Like that's how they
That's what
looking at that.
Yeah.
I'm telling
That's
you.
what I'm saying. That's my
Yeah.
point. They're gonna have Bam and Giannis. I think that's what they want.
Giannis don't
They
fit
want
their
Bam
culture,
and
man.
Giannis.
Giannis throw teammates under the bus. You ain't never heard Bam throw nobody under the bus.
How much you
Right.
want to bet? How much
Ever.
you want to
Yeah,
bet?
but Riley probably say, "I'll fix him. I'll get him straight."
Yeah, I bet you.
You think so?
He said I had to deal with Shaq. I had to deal with Cole. I had to
Right.
deal with D Wade. I had to deal with Chris Bosh. He ain't worried about Giannis.
LeBron.
None of them
LeBron.
tried to bring their brothers to the
Come on
team.
now. LeBron
None
was
of them
cussing
tried
people
to
out over
get their
cookies.
brothers a roster spot.
This is the
None
most
of
LeBron
those
was
nasty
people
cussing
you
shit.
people out over
named.
cookies, man. He was cussing people out over
And they
cookies
got
on the court.
brothers and cousins who play basketball. And they never tried to get any of them in uniform on none of those Pat Riley teams that you just named. Or that
I
y'all just
bet you.
named. They
They can
brothers
make
didn't
that
try to
trade. They'll
play.
make it in a heartbeat. You don't think Miami trading for Giannis with the trade they
Not
offered?
with the people, not with the package that y'all talking about.
Right.
Hero and the big man, dude. No. I wouldn't. What the Bucks would be crazy to do that.
No,
Absolutely not.
but Miami wouldn't.
No, of
Miami
course
wouldn't.
they would.
Miami gonna trade it.
That's
They
a
gonna make that trade.
win. They
That's my
won with
problem.
that.
I mean, my problem is what we gonna get for Giannis if we do trade him.
Yep.
I would
Mm-hmm.
like to get somebody like Am was saying. I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
get somebody back that we can build a little bit about. Have somebody to watch that we know can ball for sure. Or else we gonna be in trouble because we ain't got no draft picks. We ain't got the OKC 31st round picks. You know, I wish we did, but we just don't. We ain't got even the Spurs had like 21st round picks.
Yeah.
Like all those players we talked about, they top 5 picks. Wemby,
Right.
Harper, Castle, all superstars. They hit
Holmgren.
Shaq
Holmgren.
Holmgren. I mean,
Yeah.
we can keep, but we ain't got none of those picks coming unless we, fleece somebody. And right now, we ain't. John Horst ain't. When the last time John Horst fleeced somebody in the draft?
Like, what are we doing with? Okay, we keep talking all this Giannis, right? What are we
Yeah.
doing with Portis and Kuzma's
Kuzma. Right.
contracts? Like, what are we
Kuzma,
doing with these
Portis,
type of things? We keep talking about Giannis. Like, what are we doing with those?
We
Miles
got a
Them
lot of
Bridges.
contracts
We
don't
decisions to
even
keeping.
make.
make
We'll know.
sense.
We'll know around the draft.
Yeah.
We'll know around draft time.
Are we
No.
keeping
We'll
Miles
know.
Turner?
We'll know around draft time. I agree with that.
We
Like, I don't
keeping
know who
Kuzma?
we keeping or who's staying. It's gonna be interesting.
I
It's
hate to
gonna be
break it to
interesting.
y'all.
We in trouble.
Hate to break it to y'all. We've been talking about
What, Bshack?
basketball. We've been talking about basketball, and all y'all think about is basketball. Well, here's what y'all don't know. Y'all know what his agents are saying to him, what his companies that he's invested in are saying to him,
Right.
what his endorsements are saying to him. They all know if Giannis goes to a bigger, more lucrative market, they all make money. Giannis is a corporation now.
Mm.
And so that's a whole, and he's may have been feeling this pressure from them for years. And it's come to this point. So I think it's more than just basketball when it comes to Giannis. I think Giannis, y'all talk about the make a few more dollars here with the Bucks. He could make, how many how many buckets Giannis has his hands in right now?
Mm-hmm.
How many companies he's a part of right now? Man, if Giannis goes someplace, look, I told y'all down here, the only place you can find Freak Sevens or any of his shoes are in Dick's now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only place. If Giannis came to Miami, his shoes would explode. They'd be every place.
Oh.
So I'm just saying it may be coming down to more than basketball when it comes to Giannis. We don't know all the stuff that his financial people are telling him. Like if you remember how Shaq every year, Shaq Shaq has
Mm-hmm.
a conference and he brings all of his endorsement companies in because Shaq's brand is fun and he wants them all to be on the same page when it comes to how they portray him.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis said recently that his model for business is Shaq. So I'm just saying it probably goes deeper than just basketball.
So he going to LA.
And we got Disney World down here too.
They
Yeah.
always figure out a way. I can see him going to LA somehow, some weird way.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
can
Luka
see
got
it.
some weird way. Him and Luka get together in LA.
I mean, remember he
Atlanta,
said
I see
that this
Miami,
clear.
summer.
Orlando.
He said that this summer though. He was like, I think all the big foreign players should play in big markets. When Luka got traded, remember
Mm-hmm.
that was
Mm-hmm.
Giannis's statement. Like, I think I
Is Kawhi
congratulations
getting
to him.
traded?
I think all the European stars should play in major markets.
Is
That's why he
Kawhi getting
can't
Oh,
get to
traded? Is
his
really,
New
Kawhi
York.
dude?
leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi leaving?
Oh yeah, Kawhi gone.
Yeah,
Kawhi
Kawhi
gone.
done.
Yeah.
Kawhi done.
Yeah.
Kawhi done.
He leaving
There's
LA?
gonna be nobody rooting for
Kawhi finna play for the
town
Lakers. He ain't leaving LA.
to fall on his face than Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
They
It's gonna be
if the
Kawhi, Luka, and Giannis on the Lakers.
That would be crazy. If that happened, that would be insane. That would be insane. I
Yeah,
don't even
because
know.
Austin Reeves got what? Like Austin Reeves got like a player option or something this summer, right? Or team option or something
Yeah.
this summer.
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm.
would be good. They all need the ball, man. They all need the ball.
LA don't care
We
about
can't
that.
get
It's all
Austin
about
Reeves.
I don't want Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is a turnstile in my Bshack voice. I don't want nothing to do with Austin Reeves. Oh no, no. Austin Reeves defense is like Keyshawn Nixon.
It
Do you think
is. It
Cormac?
is
Do
pretty.
y'all think Cormac can possibly turn to Austin Reeves?
I mean, I think he's like he remind me of
Y'all don't think
what's
that
that
high
dude?
Cormac, do y'all?
I
He
do. I'm
remind
just
me of
trying to
I
that.
think if
do.
that's
I'm
too
high
far.
on him.
Yeah, I just don't
I'm
know.
trying to
I feel
think.
like he remind me of that dude from Miami, Dragic or Goran Dragic. Just real good like that. I think he along that line. So he gonna be
That's
a
not
good player.
disrespectful. I can see where you going. That's not bad.
No,
Because
Dragic was
this just Garden
nice.
was
I
solid.
think he's gonna be a
Dragic was
20-point
nice.
scorer.
Yeah.
If he gets playing time, he can score 20 in this league.
Yeah, he's got game. He can score on
Yeah.
all three levels, and he has
I mean, this
adequate
is what I'm
ball
talking
handling.
about. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about with the Bucks this year. In unstructured basketball and loose basketball, how people just playing, Sprada, you gotta wait till a coach hits and the coach gets to
He
him.
said sprout. He said
Because
sprout
Right,
up.
we got a
right,
whole
that
bunch
was
of players like that.
hilarious. Right, where
Hey, Pronte, to your point, I said that last live about Sims. Because remember, Sims
Yeah,
balled
like we
out
got
like
a
the
whole
last
bunch
10
of
games
players
of the
like that,
season.
bro. Like, there's too many players like that. What do you think about this player? We don't know because we didn't have a coach. We really
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
So man,
Double
we gonna see
overtime,
because
huh?
yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
James,
Hey,
even
ball.
James wasn't playing. What James wasn't even playing with the OKC. You see what I'm saying?
No.
That's the type of player. Oh, Sims wasn't even playing with the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No.
we got a whole bunch of players like that.
Well,
So
that's one thing Horst can do. He's great at lost and found.
No, Kevin Porter was done.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the end of the Clippers bench getting
he
no
was
minutes.
done. No minutes.
Ryan Rollins got waived because he stole from a Target or something when he was
Right.
with the Wizards. So that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody we got is like that, bro.
A misfit.
And
Huh?
he likes it.
Right, let's get it, Misfit. That
Yeah, he
is
likes
hilarious. Hey, y'all, we're going to get up out because I do want to catch a little of this overtime because I'm just
Let me
seeing
catch that
people
game.
Yeah,
talking.
me too.
Yeah. All right, B-Shack.
This is the
Yeah, this is the
finals
finals
Right, finally
here.
here. All right, Pronte. All right, Scales.
Yeah.
Scales, I'll hit you later. All right, Pronte.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. This Spurs game is getting kind of crazy. I appreciate y'all tapping in. If y'all don't hit the like button to get this over 50 likes for all this good game, this ism that was spit today about this Milwaukee Bucks and this playoff, let's go, friends and family. Let's get these likes up. So there's a great conversation again today about the Bucks, the organization, the effect of Doc Rivers, the how we abandoned Adrian, Griffin, just a lot of different avenues that we discussed today. And obviously I agree with what was said right before the panel got off. A salute to everyone that joined today. Salute. Is that the Spurs versus OKC is the finals. And that's no disrespect. I know there's people in here that like the Knicks. The Knicks are cool. I get it. I feel you. But when they let in my Mr. Cool voice, them Dobermans, them guards, they gonna make it hard on Brunson. They gonna make it hard on Brunson. And if Brunson can't perform and averaging like 30 some points a game, whoever they play, OKC or the Spurs, they are going to get cooked. I'm just hoping that the Knicks, for pride reasons, it's been so long since they've been to the finals, that they can at least win a game. That's what I'm hopeful for the Knicks. They're gonna run into a buzzsaw no matter what. But I do at least want them to win a game or two to make it competitive. I just don't want them to get washed up. It could happen, but I'm hoping they don't get washed up. No strays, ENT, what's good, brother? Hey, we want the trade. Hey, we want Jaylen Brown. We'll give you Jaylen Brown. We want Jaylen Brown, Giannis, draft picks, and we want Peyton Pritchard. We want Jaylen Brown, we want Peyton Pritchard, and we want picks. And we'll give y'all Giannis. Then y'all can keep Tatum. Y'all got Giannis. Y'all good. We good. He don't like y'all no. Jaylen Brown don't like y'all no more anyway. Just saying. He don't mess with y'all like that. He doing his own thing. Podcast JB. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to No Strays. Appreciate y'all tapping in and getting them likes up, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news, where we're still covering the Milwaukee Bucks fiasco, locker room, Miles Turner, Giannis going or staying, just a multitude of different things, including the current playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Cavs versus Knicks tomorrow, I believe. And today there's a great battle between the Spurs and the OKC. So let's catch this game, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content with the people. We move the needle around here. Subscribe. Go.